Well, good evening and welcome once again. Hi, Chris Chandler here along with Fredo Morales, and we're excited to bring you Ladies' Night. This is the semifinal games, 2 games slated for tonight's semifinal night of the MC-6 tournament. A little bit different than probably any other MC-6 in history, as because of weather that's supposed to arrive here Friday night, Saturday morning, they have moved the whole thing one day forward. This actually is usually a break day, but they're having these games on Wednesday. So we're going to see Smithville taking on Wright City in the first ladies semifinal game, and Rattan taking on Valliant in the second. Going to have a quick break and introduce our sponsors if you're not familiar with them. If you watch the Broken Bow live streams, then you probably are. Anyway, these are the people that allow you to watch these games for free without any kind of registration or anything on YouTube, on the Broken Bow Savages YouTube channel, from the comfort of your home or the convenience of your phone. So thank these sponsors if you see them, and tell them how much you appreciate being able to watch the MC-6 tournament. We'll have a quick word from each of those, and then we'll be back with the tip-off. We're about 6.5 minutes away of semifinal night ladies MC-6 tournament.
I have found that the music that felt most important to me was a sense of being Choctaw. And I found that music that was coming out of that place felt more true to who I was. And interestingly, it felt to me that it also made more of an impact on other people.
See and share our stories at togetherwe'remore.com.
At McCurtain County National Bank, we are continually seeking ways to meet the changing needs of our customers. We offer a full range of services such as free checking, online and mobile banking, as well as great rates on cabin and construction loans. We're providing results through better service while giving you a greater value for your dollar. Visit us on the web at mcnbonline.com. McCurtain County National Bank in Idabel, Broken Bow, Hochatown, and Valliant.
Still shopping rent to own and paying way too much? Stop. There's a better way. At Washburns, 95% of applicants are approved with no credit required financing. Real furniture, real appliances. Apply now at washburns.com.
Call Jennifer Broaddus, State Farm agent in Broken Bow, today.
And again, thanks to those businesses, those local businesses, organizations that sponsor these live streams. Really appreciate the opportunity to watch some of the best in McCurtain County sports and the surrounding area live on YouTube. Keep in mind, these games will be archived, and you may be watching it. You may be watching this 2-3 years from now. You can go back and watch the entire tournament from last year's live stream and the previous year on the Broken Bow Savages YouTube channel. Those games are archived and preserved for posterity. Wright City coming into this game looking to try to get back and win another MC-6 tournament. Of course, their opponent tonight, Smithville, the Smithville Lady Braves, the defending MC-6 champions, looking to defend that title, both advancing into this semifinal round. And there's only one of them going to the championship. The other one will be playing on Friday in the third place game, and we will bring you that game as well. Right now, those games are slated, I believe, for a 4 o'clock tip-off on Friday for the first semifinal, or sorry, the first third place game, which will be the girls. That is subject of change, however, dependent on weather. Could be postponed, could not happen at all, or could be moved up, and I think most likely would probably be moved up. It may be postponed, or sorry, it may be moved up to an earlier time. It will be on Friday if it's moved up. Not going to be, they're not going to play until midnight tomorrow, but keep looking at the various school social media sites and web pages, as well as the Broken Bow Savage Public Schools page. We'll post the schedule on there as well, and any changes that we see. For our broadcast slate for the next 2 days, though, prior to the storm coming in, it's pretty clear. So tonight we're looking at these games. The one you're about to see, Valliant versus Rattan, slated for a 7 p.m. tip-off. That's in 3 minutes, and the clock says 2:24 and ticking, so I think we will get that one off on time. And then it'll be, actually, this is reversed on the graphic. It'll be Valliant versus Rattan in the latter game tonight. And then tomorrow at 7, it'll be Rattan and Valliant facing each other in the boys bracket. Those schools are both in the semifinals in both sides of this, so see how those go. And then, of course, the final game tomorrow night will be a semifinal game between the Wright City Lumberjacks and the Baptiste Panthers. But we've got the first semifinal game slated in about 1:47. Again, thanks to those media partners for this school year in Broken Bow, and appreciate them. Of course, those are going to be the what you'll see up on your screen. Those will be the Broken Tiki, Downtown Broken Bow, Curtin County National Bank, Jennifer Broadus State Farm Insurance, and Choctaw Nation Together We're More program. Certainly appreciate their continued sponsorship of not only Broken Bow Savage Athletics, but all McCurtain County athletics. Gonna have, I think I don't know if they'll redo, they have the national anthem and a introduction of the teams prior to the first 2 games tonight, so I don't know if they'll do the national anthem again, but they may. Let's see what they have lined up. We're about a minute away. If they start lining up at midcourt, then that looks like what they're going to do. Otherwise, they will just tip it off. Yeah, these teams have various streaks of weakness. Of course, a couple of players are absent. Of course, Wright City has, again, the Great Madison Carter no longer playing, graduated. And then a couple of key players from this Smithville Lady Braves team also, most notably the Key sisters not playing this year. So, and it looks like, yeah, we are not going to have the national anthem. Go straight into the starting lineup announcement. Lady Jacks are visitors, and they will be announced first. Mia Reich, a 6-foot senior, four-year starter. Vance, a 6'1" starter. So some height, great rebounding ability and paint play there for the Lady Jacks. And facing them will be the Smithville Lady Braves. We'll mention something about these veterans. Many of these, you will see announced in this, are already all-tournament, received all-tournament honors last year. Allison Williams, of course, a great game last year in that finals, hitting it for 3. And there are the Smithville Lady Braves ready to tip it off. Again, very young teams. In fact, in the next game, the Valliant Lady Dogs do not have a senior on the roster. They are all underclassmen. So some very young players here in this MC-6 tournament, at least on the girls' side, and that is promises to be entertaining for several years to come here in McCurtain County and in this tournament. It's like as It's going to be Wright and Youngblood lined up at center court, and we're just about underway. And we're off. Oh, it looked like it was won by Wright City. Wright batting it back to Vance. Now outside to Wesley. Feeds it inside, under the basket. Came, a rejection inside. I think that was Youngblood with the block. Wright City Lady Jacks maintain possession, however. Passing it around, looking for an open three-shot or to get a player loose in the paint. Wesley to Reich, double shot back to Moore for three, more shots off, and rebounded inside by Johnson. Quickly that was Williams with the rebound to Youngblood. Youngblood driving, kicks it back out to the perimeter. Now it's around as good defense, good adjustment there by the Lady Jacks, not giving a lane or an open look. Back to Youngblood near the top of the key. And out to McDaniel. Over in the corner, quickly, defensively, Reich was out there. The raised hand blocking. Now it's in the paint, kicked back out. Here's another good adjustment by Reich on Youngblood to prevent any kind of look at the basket for a three-point shot. This is great defense displayed by both of these teams. And that's one of the reasons they are in the semifinal and have winning records. Here's a three, a high arching three. Man, that thing had a arch that almost up to the flag. Rebound inside, put back, no good. Fight for the rebound, and that's good hustle by McDaniel. Gets her own rebound, passes it inside, kicks it back out. Long jumper, two-pointer, and buries it. That's going to be Youngblood for two. Breaks the scoring ice. 2-0, a minute and a half into this game. Here's a full-court press, broken easily by the Lady Jacks. Good movement down the court as they get it to Miller. Nice pass inside by Miller, but quickly a no-look pass, and nice finish by Wright City. That was a great job inside by Miller as Moore finishes it off, but it's back to a tie ball game. But that was a nice pass down the paint and then kind of a no-look over the back hook pass. Again, these young ladies have played. They're from those communities, and they worship in the same churches, go to the same schools, see the same people all the time, and they play basketball together since the time they could probably walk. And so when you see the passing and movement of these teams, a lot of these players have literally played this game together since they were 4 or 5 years old, and so that makes for good teamwork. It looks like the ball's out of bounds and will be inbounded by the Lady Jacks. Press back at half court by Lady Braves. A little long, but tipped by Reich into the hands. More leaner by Reich, no good. Bounce off the rim and into the hands of McDaniel. Here's Youngblood to Johnson. To Youngblood and back out. Youngblood for three, a little short. And Rocks looks like she's going to push it all the way up the floor. No, kicks it out. Nice pass, find the open person. Then basically a free throw, but not an uncontested one. Off to the left, and rebound was, nice recovery. I don't know how she kept her feet in bounds. I believe that was Johnson with the ball. Did not travel, that was Youngblood. Did not travel and did not make a turnover, and so as a result, Lady Braves continue to have possession. 2-2 is your score. Almost 3.5 minutes into this game, and this has been a defensive display thus far, as neither team given up much of anything. Here's a pass to a spot. That was maybe a miscommunication or maybe just a errant throw, but goes out of bounds and will be Lady Jacks basketball. As they push it down court, and that goes out of bounds. Double turnovers handling the ball by the respective teams, and it's back in the hands of the Smithville Lady Braves. That was stripped. That looked like Reich might have got a hand on it behind her. Now taken back by McDaniel. And now it's going to be a bounce pass inside, bounce pass back outside. Three-pointer on the way from Williams. Rolls off to the side, and Williams goes in. Does not get it to fall, but does draw the foul, and that's going to put Allison Williams at the free throw line with an opportunity to break this tie. That's going to be the first foul on, in fact, the first foul by anybody. So first team foul, first one on Vance. Williams, a good free throw shooter. And that one does not fall, however. Does not fall through the hole anyway. Falls off to the side. Rebound by Wright. Presses on. Full court press, that is. Now it's thrown across half court to Moore. Moore driving down. Gets it stripped. Williams came up behind her and poked the ball out. Good hustle by Williams. Gets her team the ball back. Now it's Young Blood, I should say, to Williams. Across, long pass, and just can't hold on to it. Intended for Cogburn, and maybe a little long, maybe over the shoulder. So it's Wright City's ball. Press is still on in the backcourt from Smithville, though. As quickly they get it down, it goes out of bounds off of the Lady Braves, and so will be inbounded by Wright City. I think that was Miller on the drive. Quickly out to Reich. To Vance. To Reich. Reich leaner and off the hands. Good hustle by both players, but goes off the hands of Moore out of bounds and will be Lady Braves basketball. Again, 3:13 left. And still just a 2-2 game. Here's a pass out to Cogburn. Cogburn challenged inside. Oh, almost stolen. Ball was actually tipped, I believe, by Miller. Lady Braves maintain control. However, a give and go, and here's a jump shot, and that might have been partially tipped or might have come out of the hands wrong. In fact, it's taken by Reich. Reich coast to coast. Reich lays it up and gets the point and the foul. Mia Reich saw the opportunity. Did not allow the defense to set up, went coast to coast, got it to fall, and you saw at the end just kind of throwing her hip, realized the defense wasn't set, threw her hip into that defender, drawing the foul, and then released the ball. That was a smart play by a very smart player. And you're right, the +1 is no good, so it remains 4-2. The foul was on McDaniel, by the way, her first team foul for the Lady Braves. There's one each, a very even game. As far as most things go, it's been back and forth as far as possessions. That's the difference having a Mia Wright can make in your game as the senior or the veteran player noticed that opportunity and took advantage of it. That pass was a little bit over. And now here's the three-point shot on the way. Hits and bounces straight up, but does not fall down. Wow, I do not know how Cogburn managed to keep her balance without throwing it away. But now it is intercepted by Moore. So there's a turnover. Wright City opportunity to go in a little bit of a run. Pass inside. Reich in the paint. Leaner does not fall. Fights for the rebound. Now it's pulled down by Cogburn. Quickly gets it out to Johnson. Johnson driving. Johnson with a set shot. Doesn't get it to fall, but does draw the foul. And that will send Haley Johnson to the free throw line. Again, the pace of this basketball game is furious as far as the hustle going back and forth. It's just that these are such good defenses. Not a whole lot of points put on the board yet. Opportunity to make a difference here. Wow, that was such a smooth shot. Johnson gets it within one. Opportunity to tie it up here as that touched nothing but net. And added a one and added a two. That one looked just like the first one. Great free throw shooting from Haley Johnson. Has it tied up at 1:55. Presses back on into the backcourt. Back to Reich. Driving outside to Miller. Miller across court to the other wing. Now down behind behind the rim. Stolen. That was a tip. I believe that was McDaniel. And now it's down to, is that Johnson or Williams? And there's a drive inside. Draws the foul, goes to the floor, and that's going to be another trip to the free throw line. Quick reaction by Johnson.
Number 15, Grace Vance.
That's going to be the second one
Haley Thompson at the line.
On Vance, and the third team foul for the Lady Jacks, albeit with just 90 seconds left. And keep in mind, Vance, one of the leading rebounders on that team. Here's a smooth second free throw. So now back to a 1-point lead, passed down and somehow handled. Wow, that was a great save Pass out, Miller for two. Miller hangs on the rim, then falls off to the side. Rebound by Youngblood. Kicks it down, low baseline, and that was a double team. And take your pick, one of those fouled. That's going to send Johnson back to the free throw line. Already has 3 free throws. I should say 3 made. He's shooting 75%. Opportunity to add to that total here and extend the lead. Smooth. That's 4. 4 of 5 thus far. With 66 seconds left in this first period. Sends it to 6-4, 7-4. Make it an even 5. Well, actually 5's not even. That's an odd number, but if you're scoring in dominoes, that's a 4 with a slash, and there's a steal. Here comes Johnson, and a pass from Youngblood is intended down under the basket. Quick reaction by Vance knocks it out of bounds, and so it will be inbounded by the Lady Braves with just under a minute left in this first period. Three-pointer from way back, and that hits a high rebound, and somehow it's tipped by Youngblood into the Wright City cheerleaders, but that's going to be out of bounds on the Lady Braves and will be Lady Jacks basketball. 3-point game, 7-4 lead for Smithville off 5 free throws by Haley Johnson. And then there's another tip out of bounds. Press is still on, looking to get a steal back in the backcourt or create a time violation. Good move. That's Wright quickly gets it to Miller, and down low, shot is up and blocked or foul. Let's see what the call is. And look at the expression. On Youngblood's face, like, me? What did I do? So that is going to give Wright City an opportunity to cut it to 1 from the free throw line, as Vance will be taking 2 shots. First one smooth right through the bottom of the net. And they're going to quick substitution. Second shot by Vance up, hits the bracket, and 5 for the rebound. Going to be knocked out of bounds by, I believe, Wright, and so will be Lady Brave basketball. 2-point game, 38.7 seconds left, first period. Lady Braves lead, have the ball and the possession arrow in their favor. Here's a set shot, pulls up, does not fall. 5 for the rebound. That fight's won by Wright. Quickly gets it to Vance, who quickly gets, or sorry, to Miller, who quickly gets it down on the fast break. 2 pointers as Moore lays in her second field goal of this game. It's knotted back at 7. 13 seconds left. Swarming defense by the Lady Jacks. Johnson to Williams. Williams drives. Williams lays it off the glass and in. Allison Williams near the buzzer. About a second and a half left. And it's 9-7. That's the way that first period is going to end. That's some exciting basketball. We'll be back with more after this message. You're watching the John Ryan 2026 MC-6 tournament on the Broken Bow Network. See ya in 15.
As Choctaw people, our past doesn't define us.
See and share our stories at togetherwe'remore.com.
Yeah, welcome back. 9-7. This is an exciting basketball game. This is the kind of game that you expected it to be close. Maybe expected after both these teams, have really good scoring offenses. Probably expected it to be higher scoring, but that's a tribute to the defense that both these teams play. The fact that it is such a tie. Neither team has broke double digits yet, and already 8 minutes of play under their belts. So expect to see some more of that. And that's this kind of game. Things like shooting from the free throw line, turnovers, and having the recognition to make the opportunities for yourself, like when Mia Wright got that ball at about halfway to the half-court line and recognized that she had a fast break opportunity, took it to the hole. And that's a pass inside, tipped out of bounds, and that will be Lady Jacks basketball. But that's the kind of things these veteran players are going to have to do if they want their team to win the game. Exciting ball left to play, and Wright City starts this one. There's a steal coming back the other way. And Williams kicks it out. Three-pointer on the way, falls on the floor. Fight for the basket, and wounds up back in the hands of Johnson. And that's going to be a charge call, I believe. That was good recognition of where you are in the paint. So that's going to be on Johnson, her first foul, but it does give Wright City the basketball back. And press is still on Wright. Man, Wright's really good at getting across that ball, getting the ball across the line, but that was tipped and stolen. And they may recognize that it's Wright that's going to be passing, that you're going to be taking the ball in the backcourt and passing it, and they reacted well. There's a great pass down low and results in a turnaround jumper from Williams, but that was a great pass, I think, by Johnson to get it to Williams, and she did the rest, just a turnaround pop-up jumper. Give her an assist. Give Williams the bucket. 4-point game, make it a 1-point game. An answer from the other side. Moore with a tray. 2-point game. That was a 2-point shot, not a 3. Great shot, though. As the momentum, you heard how loud it got. Now the momentum kind of back in Wright City's favor. Here's the 3 at the other end. High rebound going up and somehow saved it. Wow, that was McDaniel, I think, that batted it back in, but it goes to one of the ladies clad in black, and so Lady Jacks on the move now. Miller outside, Miller for 3. Good line, Miller drills it. Peyton Miller with a tray. 1-point lead, Wright City. Another lead change, 4th one of this game, 12-11. Lady Jacks getting a little hotter shooting as they have scored on 2 straight trips down the floor. Here's a, nice pass over to the side. Pop-up jumper, does not fall. Fight for the rebound, and that's going to be won by by, I think, Vance. And then goes the other way. Another trap. And again, this is good recognition. Smithville is collapsing. When Mia Wright gets the basketball near the half-court line, they collapse on her. They recognize she's the one that's been bringing it across or throwing it, and they have adjusted their defense appropriately. And it's up to Wright City to make an adjustment now. Smithville out to Cogburn. Quickly to Youngblood. And then over to Williams, driving the baseline, comes down, throws it up and under, gets her own rebound, puts it back, and the putback is good by McDaniel. That was Cogburn on the putback. Back another lead change, 13-12. 5th one of this ball game. I hope you can appreciate what great basketball we're seeing, because this is not a result of a bad shooting or sloppy turnover. This is just 2 great defenses not giving an inch to their opponent. Here's Miller, kicks it back out, drive inside, and that was a rejection blocked out of bounds by Youngblood. It will be Lady Jacks' opportunity to try to get a score off this inbound pass. A one-touch pass to Vance, then bounce back to Reich. Reich working her way across into the far side, or the near side. Dry lays it off the glass, no good. Put back, no good. Fight for the rebound, goes out of bounds off of, I believe Vance. Well, one of Wright City's players anyway, and so will be inbounded quickly to Cogburn. 1-point lead for Smithville, 13-12 is the score. Lead's already had changed hands 5 times. Been a very tight basketball game. 4:33 and ticking left in this first half. Here's a shot from the corner. Fight for the rebound inside, and that was one. One-handed pass by Miller down low to Moore. Does not get it to fall, but that will send her to the free throw line. That was a great recognition of her teammate. Moore just took off like running a fly route basically toward the goal line, to use a football analogy. Caught the pass and drew the foul. That sends her to the free throw line. Smooth shot. And Moore is racking up the points already. Ties it up at 13, and 7 of those points for Wright City belong to Cambry Moore. Opportunity to retake the lead from the free throw line here, and she does. Cambry Moore, 8 points. 14-13, sixth lead change of this game. As Cogburn bounce pass. Oh, nice shot inside, but then it's knocked out. I shouldn't say shot, I should say nice pass inside. A leaner, no good, falls off to the left side and is rebounded by Wright City. Now it's Wright, and they're going to call off the dogs, so to speak. I guess that'd be more appropriate for Valliant, but here's a two-stepper as, again, that was recognition by Mia Wright that they were not set on defense, so she just takes off toward the goal, leaves her feet, and releases the ball, realizing that she is going to get fouled, and that's another great move by a very veteran player, sinks the free throw. By the way, that is the third team foul on the Lady Braves of the second period. Wright City has none, so Lady Braves now starting to get into foul trouble, and if Mia Wright has anything to say about it, they're going to commit. She's going to force them to commit a couple more. Nice free throw shooting from Wright. She now has 4 points. Her team has 16, and they lead by 3. Williams getting harassed on defense by Christie. Now back to McDaniel. Now back to Williams. Oh, pass down on the perimeter. Bounce pass back to Williams. Williams hands it off to Johnson. Johnson, top of the key. Johnson's high arching three goes through the bottom of the net. Haley Johnson with her 8th point. Ties it back up. Not at 16. And then at the other end, long pass and the easy lay-in by Christie. 7th lead change of the game. Here's a low pass. And then back pop-up jumper by Johnson in the paint. Johnson back-to-back buckets to go. She's now in double figures, has 10 points, and ties it back up at 18. Here's Reich in the paint, gets blocked by McDaniel. That's McDaniel's second or third rejection of this basketball game. Here's Johnson working against Christie. Oh, nice screen down there. Johnson lays it up, no good, hits the floor, is pulled down. Wright City, if they have, they cannot get the ball. That's a nice reaction by Smithville, but they literally had Christie sprinting down ahead of the pursuit and kind of was open but couldn't get the ball to her. Timeout on the floor. We'll take a quick one as well. You're watching the MC-6 tournament on the Bergamo Network. See you in a minute.
Call Jennifer Broaddus, State Farm agent in Broken Bow today.
Welcome back. What an exciting basketball game we have here. As you see that scoreboard, 18-18. It 7 lead changes thus far, and we'll have an 8th because it is knotted up right now, and there's still 2.5 minutes left to play. A little over, a second over 2.5 minutes left to play in this first half. Teams call timeout to talk things over at that timeout. Wright City wants to get some points off this possession. I will point out that the Wright City has the basketball. Also, the possession arrow is in their favor. And so that could come. You know, one of the things you don't even notice that you see in other games is I don't think we've had a tie ball this entire ball game. That's how well both these teams handle the basketball, is the fact that usually, the ball gets on the floor, you have a tie ball, you look at the possession arrow, you see who has it. I don't think they've tied it up at all. They are taking care of the basketball, passing their teammates, a great display of dribbling. I don't know what the delay is, though. They came out of the timeout, and they may be switching the possession arrow or something. They're talking to the scorekeepers. It may be about that Christie shot maybe it was the Johnson shot. I thought it was a 2. Maybe it was a tray. I don't know. That may be what they're arguing. Let's see. Yeah, whatever it is, they've resolved it. 18-18 is your score. Wright City with the basketball, possession here on their favor. Wright driving down, low baseline, tries to go up under, doesn't get it. Rebound McDaniel, quickly gets it to Cogburn. Cogburn to McDaniel, outside, two-point shot, toe over the line, does not make it. Rebound inside by Cogburn, then it's knocked out of her hand. That might have been a block. I'm not sure if Wright City blocked it, but now it's Wright pulling it back up the floor. Wright top of the key, pass down low, lay in by Christie, does not fall, tries to put back. And that is rebounded by McDaniel. Bounce pass from McDaniel to Williams. And then out to Cogburn. Cogburn looking, looked like she might have pulled it. She was thinking about pulling up from three. Didn't have a defender on her. Then suddenly, I believe Vance got back out on her. Now it's going to be Johnson. Now it's three. No good. Bounces off the bracket and into the hands of Wright City. Moore with the rebound. Out to the side, one-touch pass, Wright down under, another bounce pass, and they get it to the open player. Hits the back of the rim. Rebound inside, Vance. Vance quickly gets it to Christie. Christie to Wright. Wright gets her own rebound, puts it back up, no good. Third time is not a charm as it is pulled down by Williams, and then she is fouled. That was a furious fight for the rebound. That's Mia Wright committing her second foul.
Timeout, Lady Braves.
Timeout by the Lady Braves. They're going to talk things over. Still knotted at 18. 107 left to play in this game. We'll be back after this message from our sponsor. You're watching the MC-6 on the Brogaboo Network.
As Choctaw people, our past doesn't define us.
See and share our stories at togetherwe'remore.com.
Well, again, thanks to the Choctaw Nation Together We're More program. Appreciate all that they've done for McCurtain County Athletics, for McCurtain County in general, for the entire Choctaw Nation. The 10.5 counties in southeast Oklahoma, really a great partner to the schools and communities here. 103 and ticking. Smithville with the basketball. Wright City with a possession arrow. Youngblood to Williams. Williams from three. Williams drains it. Allison Williams just pulls up and buries it from the top of the key. Three-point game. 45 seconds left. Smithville giving up the press, quickly back on defense, and there's a pass down inside, knocked loose. I believe that was Cogburn that knocked it loose. Now it's Williams pulling back. Williams hit a tray last time. Williams with another one. Allison Williams heating up. She now has 10 points. Her team has the biggest lead of this game by far, 6 points off two Allison Williams trays. Now it's Mia Wright coming to the corner, circling back to the baseline, draws a defender, gets it out, and it's over to Moore. Top of the key to Christie, back to Moore. Moore shoots for three. Moore's hits the bracket, falls. 7 seconds left. Opportunity as Williams, two straight trips down. Now it's going to be 3 points at the buzzer by Youngblood. Youngblood buries it. Youngblood buries it at the buzzer. That was a 3-shot rally in the last minute by Smithville. It was 18-18, and they are now up by 9 off 2 trays by Williams and 1 by Youngblood. They have all the momentum going in to the locker room. We'll be back with second half action after these messages. You're watching a very exciting semifinal game on ladies' night of the MC-6 here on the Brogaboo Network. See ya in a few minutes.
There are walking tacos in the concession stand for $6.
At McCurtain County National Bank, we are continually seeking ways to meet the changing needs of our customers. We offer a full range of services such as free checking, online and mobile banking, as well as great rates on cabin and construction loans. We're providing results through better service while giving you a greater value for your dollar. Visit us on the web at mcnbonline.com. McCurtain County National Bank in Idabel, Broken Bow, Hochatown, and Valliant.
Experience the charm of downtown Broken Bow and discover a wide variety of newly opened shops, tantalizing dining experiences, and an inviting lounge waiting to be explored. Whether you're shopping for unique finds, getting in a quick workout or sauna, or soaking in the lively atmosphere with some ice cream, our downtown area has everything you crave, completely revitalized. Embrace the excitement and let the heart of the community sweep you off your feet. Visit us today and ignite your senses in downtown Broken Bow.
Hey Southeast Oklahoma, have you been to Washburn's in Broken Bow yet? Furniture, appliances, hot tubs, outdoor furniture, pool tables, and more. Lightning fast delivery across McCurtain County. Visit 663 South Park Drive or call 580-441-7025. Washburn's, family owned since 1939.
I have found that the music that felt most important to me was a sense of being Choctaw. And I found that music that was coming out of that place felt more true to who I was. And interestingly, it felt to me that it also made more of an impact on other people.
See and share our stories at togetherwe'remore.com.
Well, welcome back. We are halftime here at the first semifinal game of the girls bracket of the 2026 John Ryan MC-6. And what an exciting game it was. It was literally neck and neck, back and forth between Wright City and Smithville until the last 45 seconds. And then it was just a deluge of three-point shots by Smithville as Allison Williams hit two straight, and then at the buzzer, it was Youngblood just burying it. And as a result, it's 27-18. That score is not at all indicative of how close that game was played in that first half. But it was Wright City that I literally had an answer for everything except for that three-point shooting there at the end. I mean, that was a fantastic display, and it's a game of emotion and a game of swings, a game of scoring transitions, and all the momentum on a run goes with one team, and that team is the Smithville Lady Braves, as they are the defending champions in this on the girls' side of this MC-6 tournament, and they look like it in that game, especially in that last minute. That was just a crazy 45 seconds of basketball from them. Looking at the scoring, it is two players. The two that Williams, who hit those two trays, literally had 4 points until she hit two trays in the last minute. She has 10 in double figures in the first half. Haley Johnson also in double figures with 10. Beth Youngblood with 5. Youngblood hit that other tray. And then Cogburn with 2. That adds up to 27. For Wright City, it is Reich with 4. Peyton Miller with 3. Grace Vance with 1. And Camry Moore with 8. And again, very distributed scoring among these teams. It's not one player has 20 points and everybody else has 1 or 0. Four different players scoring for the Smithville Lady Braves. 5 different. Poppy Grissy also had a 2 there. Sorry about that. But 5 different players scoring for the Wright City Lady Jacks, and so very evenly distributed. But it was that furious three-point shooting at the end has made the difference thus far. Let's see what they do at halftime to adjust to that. Oh, I will mention a couple of other things about this game in particular. There was an adjustment about midway through that first half as Mia Reich was getting the ball across the court, defeating the press, getting past the full court press put on by Smithville, and then about halfway through the first half, Smithville adjusted, and they started not immediately going after Wright, but once she got near the half-court line, collapsing on her, created a couple of turnovers, and as a result, got the ball in scoring position. We'll mention that Wright, one of the most veteran players, if not the most veteran player on the court, as I believe she started a little bit, I think she started as a freshman for Wright City in this tournament. And she also has the ability to recognize when they are out of line and drive, force them to commit fouls or leave her open for a two-point shot, maybe an easy layup. But again, those are the things that you'll see with how they adjust at halftime, how these two teams come out in the second half, more the same. I mean, there's not a lot as far as defensively. I could tell you what to do. Well, I couldn't tell you anyway. I'm not a basketball coach. Wasn't a basketball player. I'm just a humble announcer, and not that humble. But I do not know the ins and outs of the game. But I do know that I know good defense when I see it. I know that was excellent defense on both sides of the ball for almost all that first half, and the only thing that changed was just lights out shooting by Smithville in the last 45 seconds. But that's what makes the difference. So let's see if there's a different defensive scheme or if Wright City makes an adjustment. We'll mention the Lady Jacks only have one three-point shot, to their credit. They're a great three-point shooting team, too. They're just a great basketball team overall, but they are able to put the ball up and get it in there. I'll hand it to Smithville, though. They haven't given a lot of looks. You see out on the perimeter, they're guarding Wright City, and so they may opt to do something different. They may change up. Wright City, I know we really haven't seen Wright City go into the press as much, so they may change that and say don't give them an opportunity to score by not giving them an opportunity to look at actually get out of there into the court. Don't know what we'll see as here come the Lady Braves onto the court. Wright City already at the other end shooting. May make a difference as to which end they're shooting at, too. Again, this is not I won't say it's a completely unfamiliar gym, as many of these players have played at least 6. I mean, if they're not a freshman, they probably played at least 6 games in this gymnasium because they've been in the tournament in years previous. But again, not their home gym, not a home gym for either team, so maybe a little bit different to adjust to, and so maybe shooting at a different goal at a different end will make a difference. Anyway, we will see in about 1 minute and 18 seconds when they tip it off. Let's have a quick word from one of our sponsors. We'll be right back with a tip-off of the, actually won't be a tip-off, that's just a term they'll throw in, but as the second half tips off, how about that, here on Game 1 of the semifinals on Girls Night of the MC-6. We'll see you in about 30 seconds.
Tired of waiting weeks for furniture? At Washburns, there's no wait. Everything's in stock and ready to go. We deliver fast, usually within 48 hours across West Arkansas and East Oklahoma. Shop the brands America loves: Lazy Boy, Bassett, Flex Steel, Ashley, just to name a few. With 95% financing approvals, getting the furniture you want has never been easier. Visit Mina, D-Queen, Poto, or Broken Bow, or shop anytime at washburns.com.
Welcome back, and we are underway. That was quick. As Wright City inbounding the ball to start off this second half. It's going to be a drive by Miller, passes it across, and then it's back out. Oh, intended for Wright. Wright at the top of the key. Wright makes a move, kicks it back outside. Long three-pointer, and a little bit too long as it goes over and into the hands. A long full-court pass all the way down at the other end, and an easy lay-in. Great recovery, as that was Johnson. And I think that was Williams that threw that baseball, football / pass all the way down. So they continue their scoring, now lead by 11. Top of the key, then back out to Reich, to Vance, and to Moore. And here's a long three-pointer, and that was not long enough. That was a little under, and so another rebound. Brought down by Youngblood. Youngblood driving. Youngblood leans into a defender and then actually I think she got the call, even though she had the shoulder down. The defender was not set. That's the same thing Mia Wright did in the first half. So that's going to be a foul on Vance, her third, and that may be indication of trouble. Grace Vance has 3 fouls. And free throw is good. 30-8 is your score. Add another point for Youngblood. Her 6th, that second one, no. 5 for the rebound. Players fall to the floor, still struggling for it. Tie ball. Possession arrow is in favor of Smithville, so they will retain. I believe that was McDaniel that went to the floor there to tie up the basketball, and so they get to be an opportunity to inbound it and maybe get a quick score. We'll see what they do. And you see Johnson going out, and now it's thrown back in to Johnson. Johnson with the leaner does have front of the rim, fight for the rebound, won by Vance quickly to Wright. Wright pushing it up the floor. Wright pushing it to the side, kicks it out. More for 3, hits the bracket, no good, bounces. And a good hustle on the other side from the corner, and that one is going to be off the glass, and then an easy lay-in for Moore, who was right there to catch it. So Moore now in double figures. That's her 10th point. She leads the Lady Jacks. Bounce pass by Smithville, looking in the bait line. Oh, great defense out there. Is really nowhere to go as Mia Reich was a roll over. And so they have to call timeout. That was good defense. Mia Reich not giving up the baseline, kind of had her trapped in the corner there. And so timeout on the floor. We're going to stay right here during this timeout. I think this is just a 30-second one. But, man, it is a 10-point game. Again, it was 9-7 at the end of one. It was 18-18 with 1 minute left. And it was 27-18 after a furious flurry of scoring by the Lady Braves. And they have managed to somewhat maintain that lead. They traded buckets with Wright City in the early stages of this second half. No, that is, it hasn't concerned the Lady Jacks that Grace Vance now has her 3rd foul, though. Oh, wow, there was a block and a steal off the inbound pass, and that's Mia Reich. Here's a pass outside and back to Reich to Miller. Miller tried to get it to Moore. Wow, that was a dive. That was Johnson diving and skidding across the floor. Good hustle, but goes out of bounds off her, and so will be inbounded by Wright City. Wright back to Wesley, and then back to, well, that's going to be a foul. Foul called. That's going to be, well, they don't show what player. Yeah, the scoreboard doesn't show what player. Well, maybe it's just out of bounds, because there's only 1 team foul indicated, so ball just went out of bounds. Oh, Wesley tried to do the hook pass, couldn't get it in there. It was intercepted by Youngblood. Youngblood quickly down court, bounce pass to McDaniel. Then outside, it's going to be Johnson for 3. Oh, it buries it again. No, that was actually Cogburn for 3. Cogburn becomes the 4th Lady Brave to bury a 3, and now they lead by 13. Pass inside, down the baseline. Here's a good look, bounce, or actually move off the dribble. Here's Moore for 3. Moore hits the rim. Rebound, Reich. Reich down the baseline, passes quickly outside. Miller kicks it to Wesley, who gets it to Moore and then back outside, looking for a crease in this defense. Pass inside him. Whoa, hard foul and good sportsmanship as McDaniel offers to help Vance up as she just going for the ball, but just flattened Vance there in the paint. And so that's going to be the 2nd foul on McDaniel. 1st team foul by the Lady Braves of this 3rd period. Long inbound pass to Moore. Outside, Wright for 3. Wright buries it. Mia Wright from 3. 10-point game. That was about 6 or 7 feet behind the perimeter. Reich saw, I guess, an opportunity because she was so far away, but for her, that was an open shot, and she made it. Here comes Johnson driving. Johnson top of the key. Johnson shot, yeah, kind of an air ball. Actually saved, well, almost saved. Johnson tried to pull up and shoot it, but did not have enough juice on it. Hit the net, but not much else, and so goes out of bounds. Wright City. Errant pass, either errant or got batted away. I don't know if Cockburn got a hand on it, but now it's a drive inside. Got stripped. That was Miller with the strip. Reached in and just knocked the ball loose, and then it's stolen back by Youngblood. And then she's somehow managed just to call timeout before she falls out of bounds. And so timeout on the floor. 4:01 left, third period, 10-point game, 33-23. Lady Braves lead. We'll be back after these messages. You're watching the MC-6 tournament on the Broken Bow Network.
Life insurance that meets your needs now for when they need it most. With help from your State Farm agent.
Call Jennifer Broaddus, State Farm agent in Broken Bow today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Get a quote today.
Welcome back. Yeah, exciting basketball going on here. Lady Braves at such a time, but Lady Braves have pulled away at just the end of that first half, and that's kind of where the scores remain. They've been traded back to baskets. It was 18-18 with 45 seconds left, and 27-18. So in a 9-point lead for Smithville, and that's about where it's remained as these teams have traded baskets here in the early going first half of this third period. Again, thanks to all our sponsors. Thanks to James Hodge Ford, or James Hodge Auto Group there in Ottawa. See them along with Washburn's joining us. They're joining our sponsors along with our media partners whose ads you see running. Appreciate them allowing you to watch these games on the Broken Bow Savages YouTube channel. Here's McDaniel to Johnson, across to Cogburn. Cogburn down the baseline, lays it on a bounce pass in the paint. Winds up back in the hands of Johnson. Backs out. McDaniel to Youngblood. Youngblood, and there's a long two-pointer. No good. Pfeiffer, what a great rebound inside by Johnson as she lays it back in and up, and it falls through. Johnson just pulled the rebound and got the putback, and now it's a 12-point lead for the Lady Braves. Wright City gets it to Wesley. Oh, nice pass from Wesley down to Moore, and Moore does the rest. That was a great assist by Wesley. And a nice lay-in by Moore. Moore now has 12 points. She's having a whale of a game. As Lady Braves get it to Cogburn, to Johnson. Johnson sees drives. Johnson lays it up, hits the rack bracket, falls down, and now it's Miller streaking down the floor. Miller on the fast break. Oh, Miller tried to get the pass down to Wright in the paint, but it's a little behind her. I think that's just a it's not really a miscommunication, as Reich was going straight down the floor and then cut in toward the basket. When she cut in toward the basket, she altered her path, and so the ball wasn't there. Smithville driving. Here's another set shot. Other side, falls into the hands. There's the putback. No good. Fight for the rebound. And you saw the frustration on the face of Moore. She went to the floor, that actually wasn't Moore. That was Wesley. As she went to the floor reaching for the ball and couldn't quite regain control of it. It'll be inbounded by the Lady Braves. Long inbound pass, three-pointer. No, a long two-pointer, and that's buried by Cogburn.
Kobe Cogburn.
Cogburn decided, instead of shooting for three, to dribble up and take a long two-pointer, and maybe a wise decision, as that went right through the net. Now it's a 12-point game once again. Here's a feed inside and a feed back out from Moore to Reich. Reich brings it back around to center court. Now to Wesley in the paint, back outside. Moore for two or three. It doesn't matter as it fell to the floor. Rebound, Johnson. Johnson brought it up fed. Johnson for three. Johnson's shot a little off. Then the putback by McDaniel is good. McDaniel has her team up by 14, largest lead of the game, and they're going to call timeout on that. Lady Jacks have a timeout, and so we'll take one as well and have a word from one of our sponsors. You're watching the MC-6 tournament on the Broken Bow Network. See ya in 30.
At McCurtain County National Bank, we are continually seeking ways to meet the changing needs of our customers. We offer a full range of services such as free checking, online and mobile banking, as well as great rates on cabin and construction loans. We're providing results through better service while giving you a greater value for your dollar. Visit us on the web at mcnbonline.com. McCurtain County National Bank in Idabel, Broken Bow, Hochatown, and Valliant.
Welcome back. Yeah, thriller of a ball game. Yeah, excellent basketball. And it is the Lady Braves from Smithville that currently have a huge advantage. 14 points in this game is a lot, the way that these teams are playing defense. Again, I keep saying it, but they hit 3 straight three-pointers in 45 seconds at the end of the first half, and that's really the difference in this ball game. They've pulled away a little, but trading possessions with Wright City, but they have that pad. And here's Wright slashing through the paint, draws the foul, and that'll send Mia Wright back to the free throw line. She just has that great instinct to drive when she sees the defense out of position or not set in position, and so able to draw another foul. That's the 3rd foul on Youngblood. So nice, smooth free throw from Wright. Gets her 8th point, her team's 26th. But if the scoreboard, which momentarily showed 3 fouls on Youngblood, was correct, and there's a second shot from the free throw line by Reich, also good. She now has 9. Here's a pass. Oh, wow, that was a wide open shot. McDaniel got it down to Cogburn, and she just laid it off the glass and in as an answer to those 2 free throws. Here's Moore. Kicked it back outside, and now it's going to be Leaner, and catches the rim, falls off the glass, and is knocked out of bounds by Moore attempting to get the rebound. But I got to comment on the speed after that free throw by Reich, the speed with which Smithville got back down the court and had all 5 players inside the perimeter. And there's another attempted to get McDaniel as she went slashing toward the basket, but they hustled down court, and I'm sure that they work on that, as in answer. When they score points, get down and answer. Here's Wesley kicking it outside. Nice save by Miller to keep it from going out of bounds. Moore in the paint, kicks it back out to Reich. That was just a little bit outside, but Reich reached with one hand, couldn't bring it in, and so that's a turnover. 54 seconds left, 3rd period. And right now, it looks like Lady Braves in command of this. They have a 14-point lead, the ball and the possession arrow in their favor, and there's a good effort as that's a tie ball. Wesley just grabbed it as Johnson came across, and so did foul her in the process. No, possession arrow was in favor of Smithville, so they'll switch that now. Now it's Johnson driving down the baseline. Johnson lays it up off the glass, no good, fights for the rebound, and there's a foul called. And I think that may be, if that's on Reich, that's her 4th. I'm sorry, not Reich. If that's on Vance, that's her 4th. No, that's on Reich. That's her 3rd, but that is good that it is not on Vance, because that would have been her 4th foul. That's the 2nd team foul. Each team has two team fouls, but they'll be erased after this next 35 seconds. Shots from 3 points, no good. 5 further rebound, goes inside and then crashes to the floor. I think that's Williams. That is. Tie ball, possession arrow in favor of the Lady Jacks, so they will inbound with 30.8 seconds left. Wright City really needs to come down and probably make a 3 and then maybe hope for a turnover or something to get back in this ball game as they trail by double digits. With just a little over 8 minutes left, here's Wesley, tries to get, does get it inside, but then it's tipped on the shot, knocked loose. Now it's Smithville with 18 seconds of ticking, opportunity to extend that lead and really have some momentum. Ball struggle, stolen by Moore. Moore on the break. Moore is going to lay it in, and that's, does not fall. And I got to hand it to Smithville, as it looked like Moore was at least 10 feet ahead of everybody else as she crossed the half-court line. By the time she got to the paint, or at least under the goal, she had some defenders breathing down the back of her neck. And as a result, she did not make that shot. Here's a three-pointer at the buzzer. Does not fall for Wright City. And Smithville, 14-point lead, 41-27, just 8 minutes left to play. Hold on to your hats, folks. This should be a furious finish if the previous 3 periods of this game are any indication. We'll have a message from one of our sponsors. Will be back. You're watching the MC-6 tournament on the Broken Bow Network. See ya in 30.
Experience the charm of downtown Broken Bow and discover a wide variety of newly opened shops, tantalizing dining experiences, and an inviting lounge waiting to be explored. Whether you're shopping for unique finds, getting in a quick workout or sauna, or soaking in the lively atmosphere with some ice cream, our downtown area has everything you crave, completely revitalized. Embrace the excitement and let the heart of the community sweep you off your feet. Visit us today and ignite your senses in downtown Broken Bow.
Welcome back to Broken Bow, the neutral site for the MC-6 tournament since, I think since 1993. This facility was built, I think it was opened in I think it was 1992 when it actually was dedicated. And so 1993 winter was the first MC-6 tournament hosted here. It's been the neutral site since then. So that's I believe this would be that'll be the 24th year that it's having. So next year, I'll research that, but next year would be the 25th anniversary of this tournament being here in Broken Bow at this neutral site. It's been going on since 1971, the John Ryan MC-6 tournament, and has featured great basketball throughout its history. And here's Youngblood for two, buries it. Youngblood pulls up, gets her first field goal of this second half. But, and there's a stoppage of play on the floor. I'm not sure what that was. Oh, well, no, she traveled. Oh, no, they cared. It looked like I was saying, wait, why are they putting the two up? So up to a 16-point lead. Wright City going to have to answer in a hurry, and it's not just about putting points on the board. It's about stopping this incredible offense of Smithville as they have really pulled ahead here in this second half. Led by 9 at the half, and now have added another 7 points to that lead. Mia Reich has an opportunity from the free throw line. Get in, and that's just, wow, that's kind of emblematic of the way things have gone for Wright City in this second half as ball just rolls off to the side, falls no good. Second one smooth as silk through the net, though. Right now in double figures with 10 as Williams brings it across, gets it to McDaniel, back to Williams. Williams working furiously, kicks it down to Johnson, to McDaniel, and they're bleeding some time off the clock. This is smart offense, not shooting, and you see that shot. Youngblood had an open look for three. They want to, the clock is their friend with this lead, and they are displaying some. Well, there's a three-pointer. That hits the bracket and bounces loose and is rebounded by Moore. Moore throws it down, and then it goes one bounce too many, and is picked up by Williams at the other end. Down in the corner, Cogburn to Youngblood. Youngblood bringing it back around. Youngblood bounce pass. Oh, nice give and go by Youngblood. Lets it, releases it off balance. It doesn't fall, but manages to get it off the glass. But then a foul is committed as Wright gets the rebound. That's going to send Wright. Well, no, it won't. Sorry, that's the third foul. That's against Johnson. So Johnson with 3. Youngblood with 3 for the Lady Braves. Advance with 3 for the Lady Jacks. Here's a pass outside to Wright. They're going to have to get some points in a hurry. Batted loose. Here's Wesley. Wesley driving, kicks it out. 2-point shot on the way. Rolls across. Fight for the rebound. Under the net, and then that's a foul, and that's going to send Vance to the free throw line. Good effort by Vance to get the rebound and then throw the shot back up, drawing the foul. That will be on Cogburn. Man, that is Cogburn's first foul. So of all the people to give it for Smithville on the floor, she is the best one to commit that foul. Just it is a third team foul. There's still 6:17 left, but they do have a 15-point lead. Make that a 14-point lead as Grace Vance's second free throw goes through the bottom of the net. Now the press is on, and that's some good ball handling, getting across by Cogburn, and then it's almost stolen by Moore. And there's a pop-up shot, 2-pointer, 5 for the rebound, as 3 players go to the 4, and the putback off the rebound by McDaniel. 16-point lead. Time ticking out. Here's a long three-point. Wow, that almost went in, and that was right in front of the bench for Wright City. As Miller took that and just launched it. But there was no one on her, and they desperately, again, the clock is not their friend. You look at it, it's a 16-point game. That means it's a 6-possession game. And so now from the free throw, nice free throw, good form by Moore. Adds to her total. She now has 13 points. And also makes it a 5-possession game. Still a 5-possession game, but buries both of those free throws. Now the press is on in the backcourt, looking for turnover as quickly it's going to be Williams to Johnson. Now it's to Johnson. Johnson backing out, and again, Smithville content, and wisely so, to just bleed time off the clock unless you just give you a ridiculously wide open shot. Bounce pass to Cogburn. To McDaniel. McDaniel inside to Johnson. Johnson throws it across to Cogburn, and now back outside to Williams, and she gets fouled by Miller. And Miller, that's a good person to give the foul. As I don't think Miller has, well, she had one, so now she has two. That's the 4th team foul by the Lady Jacks. Bounce pass into Cogburn. Cogburn quickly gets it back to Youngblood, and they get it out to Williams. And let Cogburn dribble it under 5 minutes to Johnson. Already about 40 seconds gone, and there's a drive in which she draws the foul. Maybe a wise decision. This looked like Johnson saw the gap. That is Vance, and that is her 4th. So Vance now in serious foul trouble, and that free throw does not make it, though, so good foul to give from the perspective of Wright City is, again, it's a 14-point ball game. And 4:53 is a long time, but they really have not been getting many open shots. Second one is made by Cogburn. And so Wright City gets it into Wesley, who kicks it back outside. And now it's Reich dribbling near the top of the key. Reich to Wesley. Wesley drives. Wesley thought about popping up, gets it to Moore, who kicks it. Oh, Reich open from the far wing, and Reich buries it. That was a good movement around with the ball to the perimeter, and Mia Reich was wide open, and now it's stolen at the other end. Vance with the steal off McDaniel. Vance going coast to coast. Vance with the bounce pass, and just can't get it. It was across to Reich, who was cutting in from the other side. It looked like it might have been partially deflected by one of the Smithville players, but it hit Reich's knee, went out of bounds, and so Smithville recovers possession. 12-point game. Bounce pass, and oh, wow, what an effort. Was that Wesley who went sprawling to the floor, diving after the ball? No, I think that was, yeah, it was. What a great effort, as they are not giving up anything. Here's a long, great inbound pass, and then a pop-up jumper for 2 from Williams, or Johnson. Johnson already had 10 in the first half and has 7 to add to it. And now there's a tip and a steal. This is a fast break. Johnson at the other end. Johnson for 2. Johnson with 8 points to go with the 10. And there's a 3 at the other end from Wesley. Staying in at 13-point difference, and then that may be either a foul or a travel. Let's see which. I think the foul occurred before the travel, so it's going to be a foul on Wright City. That will be the 15th foul, and that puts him in. In fact, it is on Wesley, so just her second, but it, well, I thought that was a 5th team. Well, I guess a 4th-team foul. So both teams with 4-team fouls on the verge of the bonus. Here's a three-pointer, bounces high, rebound inside McDaniel. McDaniel goes back up. McDaniel lays it off the glass, and then there's a put back by Cogburn, also not good, and a rebound inside by Vance. Good rebound by Vance, fighting for it, but then gets knocked out of bounds off her, so will be inbounded. They're going to call timeout. We'll take one as well and be right back. You're watching the MC-6 tournament on the Broken Bow Network. See you in 30. Welcome back. Chris Chandler here with Fredo Morales bringing you this semifinal, our two semifinal games on ladies' night here. The girls' bracket semifinals, and this one, it is a thriller. I mean, it is still hotly contested. Wright City does not give up. They don't contest anything. But Smithville, the defending champions, have just put on a great display of basketball, great display of shooting at the end of the first half, and then have combined that with some rugged defense and great rebounding here in the second. The inbound shot off the inbound pass, hits the bracket, bounces around, and gets her own rebound. That was great hustle by Johnson. Back inside and then travels. That was as she was swarmed. Looked like by, I think, Wesley and maybe Moore kind of bracketed her, forcing the turnover. Outside, Wesley, three-point shot on the way, long, and a rebound by McDaniel, who quickly gets it to Youngblood. Youngblood quickly gets it across half court, and then a fight for the basketball, almost stolen, somehow recovered. Back to Youngblood, to McDaniel, to Johnson, and then bounce pass over to Cogburn on the far wing. Cogburn down the corner. Looked like she might have been trapped, and good hustle, Wesley, but I think Wesley might have committed the foul. It'd just be her third, but it'll be the 15th foul, and that will send Smithville to the free throw line, but that's just as well for Wright City because there is under 3 minutes left and it's a 13-point game. So they are going to have to get some possessions and turn them into three-pointers. And so time is of the essence. First shot up, good. Nice smooth shooting from the free throw line, though, by Williams. She had 10 points in the first half. That's her first point of the second half from the free throw line. Opportunity to add a second. And it doesn't, though. So Wright City, oh, wow, just stolen. Good hustle by Youngblood. Gets the ball back. And precious seconds now ticking off as it's Youngblood in the paint. Youngblood drives, lays it up, fight for the rebound. And, wow, she went to the floor. That was a hard fall to the floor by Cogburn. And timeout. She somehow managed to call timeout prior to crashing to the floor. So timeout on the floor. And we'll take a quick break and be back in 30. You're watching the MC-6 Girls Semifinals on the Bergamo Network. See you in a minute.
Hey Southeast Oklahoma, have you been to Washburn's in Broken Bow yet? Furniture, appliances, hot tubs, outdoor furniture, pool tables, and more. Lightning fast delivery across McCurtain County. Visit 663 South Park Drive or call 580-441-7025. Washburn's, family owned since 1939.
Welcome back. Well, there is 160 seconds left in this basketball game. The Smithville Lady Braves have a 14-point lead. And so you can kind of do the math. That's a 5-possession basketball game. And so you're looking at about, of 160 seconds, you're looking at about 30 seconds per possession. And so that's if you don't give up any more points. And so Wright City looking to try to get some quick points of the steal. And Smithfield looking to inbound the ball and then just drain more time off the clock, and they are excellent. That was almost a steal, knocked in the backcourt by Miller. That was a great quickness and defensive move by Miller as she just reached a hand in for the backside, knocked the ball loose. Does go out of bounds, though, and so it's still in the backcourt, now brought in the forecourt, under 2.5 minutes now. And I think Smithville's objective here is just to get the ball down, get the clock down under 2 minutes before they surrender the ball. Wow, that was another great effort on that, and good sportsmanship showed as Youngblood helps up Miller, but Miller dove and poked the ball out. He got a hand on it anyway, knocking out of bounds. And here's a great baseline move and just comes right across. Smart move. Good thinking and thinking on her feet. Here's a pass inside Johnson, and she gets, does not get fouled, but it manages to get it up and off the ball, off the glass and in. Johnson now with 10 points in the first and 10 points in the second half thus far. She's at 20. Here's Wright from three. No good. Bounces. Good rebound, good hustle. Vance keeps it alive. Quickly outside, and now it's going to be Miller over there. Nope, it's going to be quickly stolen. Huge turnover with 97 seconds left. Quickly down and then loses the handle on it. Well, I got to hand it. Listen, and basically with very limited substitution, the same 5 players have been on the floor for most of the entire game for both these teams. I am impressed with the conditioning of these young ladies as well as their determination. Wright City under the gun, though, and Smithville looking to preserve this victory and go on to another championship game at least. Here's a rebound. Wright tries to get it down the baseline, and then it is grabbed by Smithville and bounced off the floor. I think it might have resulted in a foul. That looked like exactly what happened. As that's going to be the 5th one on Vance, and so she will take a seat. As it's a 16-point game. An opportunity to maybe put it out of reach here from the free throw line. As Williams' first one is right through the bottom of the net. Nice accurate shooting by Allison Williams. And that makes it 17 points. She can make it 18. Still a 6-possession game, but all 6 of those possessions would have to result in 3-pointers with no scoring by Smithville from Wright City's perspective, and they realize that it's over. Smithville going to go on to the championship game as Williams again, man, smooth shooting, finishes it off, and so gets them to 18. As inbound to Harris. Harris coming down, looking to put some points on the board for her team in these waning final minute. Here's a 3-point shot on the way. It's a bracket. Oh, nice rebound inside by Skeens. Back to Skeens in the paint, driving, and then it's blocked. Goes out of bounds off the block, and so will be Wright City basketball. Quickly into, I believe that's Bernardin dribbling around, and then there's a whistle. I believe that may be either a foul. It was going to be a foul on McDaniel, and so that's actually going to send Harris to the free throw line. 49.3 seconds left. Harris, bounce. Wow, that had 3 opportunities to fall and didn't. Just an unkind rim. As Harris now lines up for her second shot from the free throw line. That one's off to the side, rebounded by a teammate. And fight for the basketball somehow winds up in the hands of, I believe, Bernardin, or Green. Sorry, that's Green. It was Green with the basketball. Now coming back the other way. Final 37 seconds. Thrown inside by McDaniel. Aubrey McDaniel gets it down. Aubrey McDaniel with a 2-pointer. Gets her team to up by 20. As thrown by Harris over to the corner and stolen again. Wow, there was a collision inside. Winds up back in the hands of Harris. They kick it outside to Bunn and then outside. 3-pointer on the way and good. Bernardin with a tray. Exciting fireworks at the end, and she releases it in time. Does not fall, but that's going to do it. And the Smithville Lady Braves have won and are on their way back to the championship game in the MC-6 tournament. Wow, what an exciting game. And again, hands off to both teams. They really played a furious for most of the first half, but it was Smithville's 3-point shooting that made the difference at the end of the first half, and they never relinquished that lead once they established it. Just a great game by all involved. Haley Johnson led all scorers with 20 points. Williams also in double figures for the Lady Braves with 13. And then Mia Reich for her team had 13. And then Cambry Moore, big scorer. Actually, Moore led the Lady Jacks as she put 14 points on the board. We're going to take a quick break. We'll have some words from our sponsors to be back with tonight's second semifinal game to see who gets to play against the Smithville Lady Braves in that championship game, whether it will be the Valliant Lady Dogs or the Rattan Lady Rams. So we're going to have some commercials running, and then we'll be back in about 9 minutes with the tip-off of Game 2 on Ladies' Night of the MC-6. Stay tuned.
I have found that the music that felt most important to me was a sense of being Choctaw. And I found that music that was coming out of that place felt more true to who I was. And interestingly, it felt to me that it also made more of an impact on other people.
See and share our stories at togetherwe'remore.com.
At McCurtain County National Bank, we are continually seeking ways to meet the changing needs of our customers. We offer a full range of services such as free checking, online and mobile banking, as well as great rates on cabin and construction loans. We're providing results through better service while giving you a greater value for your dollar. Visit us on the web at mcnbonline.com. McCurtain County National Bank in Idabel, Broken Bow, Hochatown, and Valliant.
Experience the charm of downtown Broken Bow and discover a wide variety of newly opened shops, tantalizing dining experiences, and an inviting lounge waiting to be explored. Whether you're shopping for unique finds, getting in a quick workout or sauna, or soaking in the lively atmosphere with some ice cream, our downtown area has everything you crave, completely revitalized. Embrace the excitement and let the heart of the community sweep you off your feet. Visit us today and ignite your senses in downtown Broken Bow.
Hey Southeast Oklahoma, have you been to Washburn's in Broken Bow yet? Furniture, appliances, hot tubs, outdoor furniture, pool tables, and more. Lightning fast delivery across McCurtain County. Visit 663 South Park Drive or call 580-441-7025. Washburn's, family owned since 1939. Still shopping rent to own and paying way too much? Stop. There's a better way. At Washburn's, 95% of applicants are approved with no credit required financing. Real furniture, real appliances. Apply now at washburns.com.
Call Jennifer Broaddus, State Farm agent in Broken Bow today.
All right. Well, welcome back, or welcome if you're just joining us for the second game of this MC-6 John Ryan MC-6 tournament for 2026. We are about 4.5 minutes away from tip-off of semifinal game number 2 between the Valliant Lady Dogs and the Rattan Lady Rams. And both these teams here, again, familiar place for both of these. Valliant here by virtue of a blowout win over Hayworth, and Rattan by virtue of a win over, I guess, maybe, I don't know if you call them an arch rival, but Antlers Lady Bearcats. Of course, those towns separated by about 15 miles, and so a bit of a competition going on there. Be interested to see how they match up. Obviously, Valliant would be the favorite in this one. The Lady Dogs are the top seed in this tournament, and it'll be obviously why once they start to play. But interesting note is that this Lady Jacks team, this Lady Bulldog team, much like the rest of the Lady Jacks, does not have a lot of seniors. In fact, they have even fewer. They have 0. There is not a senior suited out for the Valliant Lady Dogs. They are a heavily underclass team. In fact, they only have 3 juniors suited out, and only one of them, you probably will only see one of them on the floor very much, although that is Landy Coulter, who is an excellent player, and she will be instrumental in both offense and defense. But again, the Utes have it at Valliant, as they're going to be here for several years to come, and so that's a promising prospect for fans of Valliant basketball. Rattan Lady Rams, on the other hand, again, they probably have a height advantage. Also, they do have an experience, at least an age advantage, as they do have seniors on their team. But of course, coached by Michael Clay, head coach, and so we'll see how things match up. But again, the Valliant #1 seed in this tournament and a favorite coming into this. We're going to have a quick break and hear from a couple more of our sponsors to be right back with the tip-off of game number 2 on Ladies' Night, the second semifinal between Valliant and Rattan. See ya in about 30.
Experience the charm of downtown Broken Bow and discover a wide variety of newly opened shops, tantalizing dining experiences, and an inviting lounge waiting to be explored. Whether you're shopping for unique finds, getting in a quick workout or sauna, or soaking in the lively atmosphere with some ice cream, our downtown area has everything you crave, completely revitalized. Embrace the excitement and let the heart of the community sweep you off your feet. Visit us today and ignite your senses in downtown Broken Bow.
Welcome back. Chris Chandler here along with Fredo Morales, and you see the pink shoes featured by, and so here's the thing. My apologies to parents, young ladies themselves, friends. Especially Valliant's numbers, because they are that style, it's hard to determine those, and then normally identify the athletes if they look similar by their shoes. They all have the same shoes on, or at least Rattans are mostly decked out in pink sneakers. And then, of course, Valliant, they basically almost all look the same. They have the hair put together, bound in that braid, in that whip-like braid on the back, and very similar. So again, I apologize if I misidentify any of the players on this. See the clock ticking down there, so we're going to turn it over to our excellent PA announcer, Jerry Falling, for the starting lineups, and then I'll rejoin you with a description of the action once we tip off this game. Well, while we're in the break, or waiting for the announcements again, thanks to well, here he comes. I was going to say thanks again to our media partners and sponsors you see on the screen I see at the bottom of your screen on either side of the scoreboard. Appreciate their sponsorship of MC-6 basketball, allowing you to watch these games anytime for free on the Brogabo Savages YouTube channel. Well, I guess I'll go back. I'm not, okay, here we go. I was going to say, I'm not sure what the delay is.
Here at the 57th annual First Bank John Ryan MC-6 tournament. Tonight, the visiting team on the scoreboard is the Rattan Lady Rams. Starting lineup for the Lady Rams. Number 3, Avery Dole. Number 5, Aiden Butler. Number 10, Landry Ross. Number 11, Andy Noel. And number 23, Shaylan Hogan.
And the favorites, Valliant.
And now the home team on the scoreboard, the Valliant Lady Dogs. Starting right out of the Lady Dogs, number 0, Chloe Mifflin. Number 3, Andrea Bryant. Number 5, Anaya Pig. Number 11, Randy Coulter. And number 13, Kelsey Trepp.
And again, this is it's just a typical Valliant girls basketball team. They will swarm defensively. They can all shoot from outside the three-point line, and they have unrelenting pressure. You're going to see pressure defense, I imagine, throughout the entire game. Again, if they live true to form, and they rely on turnovers and just that relentless defense where they just don't give you a shot. Rattan, on the other hand, has some good shooters. Again, Aiden Buffler, the younger Buffler sister, another great athlete. Hockett, a great three-point shooter, as is, there are two Knowles on the floor now, Andre and Avery. So I guess the only thing, Avery, I believe, is wearing black socks, and Andy is wearing white. Lady Dogs win the tip, so big ring up, bounce pass inside, knocked loose, and here comes Rattan. Quickly, wow, that was a backcourt violation, and you see the expression on Avery Dole's face, like, wait a minute, I didn't catch the ball until I was back, but 1 foot on each side of the court, and so after that steal, Lady Rams turn the ball over, and Valliant gets it back. Here's a pass outside in the corner and then back to the wing. Quickly dribbled by Trapp and thrown to the inside. Back out to Trapp. Looked like he might have thought about shooting three-pointer, but drew a defender in Gurnick. Bounce pass down on the lower baseline, across, and looking for the lay-in, and gets it. Wow, goes under and does the reverse lay-in. And so Trapp breaks the scoring ice. And here comes Noel. Here's that pressure we talked about as she has drawn Mifflin and gets it across. And you see they follow the basketball, and there's a foul. I believe that's going to be a foul on Mifflin. Let's see what the call is. It is indeed, and that may be a strategy that Rattan uses. If they could get these Valliant players in foul trouble, that might eat into that aggressive defense that they play. Get them in pile up some fouls on them early and keep them from getting in your back pocket. Here's a pass outside to Hockett. Here's a long shot, way too long. quickly brought down by Pig all the way coast to coast, gets it down to the corner, and then there's a wide open, well, it looked like a wide open three. Good job getting back on defense. It's stolen. That ball was stolen by Buffler. Knocks it loose. Good defensive effort by Rattan as they throw it across to Buffler. And then she bounce passes to Gurnick, and then the ball's, I believe, knocked out of bounds by Valliant, so will be inbounded by one of the Knowles. It's Avery Knoll to do the honors. And ball's on the floor, and then somehow managed to retain it. That's Avery Knoll in the paint, goes up and draws the foul. And so that's going to send Avery Knoll to the free throw line. Foul, I believe that may be the second one on Mifflin. No, it's on Pig, our first. Second team foul. And smooth and through the mitt. Avery Knoll with the free throw. Gets her team on the board. Opportunity to even it up from the free throw line, and she does. Nice shooting by Avery Knoll. Ball quickly inbounded to Mifflin, who quickly gets it to Trapp. Trapp driving inside the key. And there's a wide open three-point shot on the way and buries it. Wow, that was a good look. Coulter with the tray. Press on in the backcourt. Knoll bringing it across the timeline. Knoll into the forecourt. Quickly gets it to, I believe, Hockett. Now cross pass to Buffler. Buffler in the paint. Buffler throws it down into the corner. Three-point shot on the way. Short, hits the rim. And now there's a 2-on-1 break, or well, make it a 2-on-2 break. Good hustle to get back on defense. Here comes Trapp, top of the key. Bounce pass outside. Three-point shot on the way and buries it. Bryant with a tray, and now it's 8-2. Right off the bat, timeout on the floor. We'll take one as well. You're watching the MC-6 Girls Semifinal, Game 2 on the Bergamo Network. See ya in 15.
Call Jennifer Broaddus, State Farm agent in Broken Bow today.
Welcome back. Ball quickly inbounded as Knoll picks up her dribble, gets it across to Hockett. Now driving inside, pulls up, shoots, and sails it through the bottom of the net. Beautiful looking shot. Nice elevation. As Hockett gets the first field goal for her team. Cuts the lead to 4. Bounce pass outside. Three-point shot on the way, and errant off to the side. Here comes Hockett on the dribble. Kicks it back out, and that may be a travel call. If she rolled over a foul, let's see what the call is. I think it is going to be traveling. She had the ball and rolled over, so that's going to be a turnover. Oh, I'm sorry. It's actually going to be a foul called. Right? Nope. Well, that's weird. Oh, no, it was a foul on Ross. So first team foul. There's a two-point shot, no good. Rebound brought down and then tied up. Possession arrow in favor of Rattan, so they will maintain possession, but that will switch the arrow back in favor of Valliant. And the press is on the inbound pass. Bounce quickly to Knoll. Back to Hockett. Now she picks up a double team. Quickly cross to Knoll. Now they have an opportunity as the numbers they had an opportunity. Three-point shot blocked. Slapped out of bounds by Pig. Looked like an open shot. It was not. Good hustle defensively by Pig for the Lady Dogs. Now there's a double team, and that's just a turnover. And here's a quick break. Easy lay-in for Mifflin at the other end, and that is That's the bread and butter of this Valliant team. Create turnovers, well, other than the three-point shooting, but create turnovers and get fast break points off those turnovers. That's what they have managed to do. Here's a wide open three, and that one hit the rim, but not much else. Good rebound, though, as somehow Rattan maintains possession. Noel gets it back out to Hockett. Hockett working against Mifflin. Hockett driving. Hockett kicks it out to the side. Nice job of elevating. She got Trapp off her feet, and then Trapp had to foul her coming down the baseline to prevent an easy lay-in. And so that's going to be the first one on Trapp, but that will be the third team foul on the Lady Dogs. Still 3:24 left first period. Valliant 6-point lead, 10-4. Rattan with the basketball trying to cut into that lead. Inbound to Hockett. Hockett to Noel. Noel leaner now. Noel just elevated, or was that Buffler? No, that was Noel. Avery Noel with her first field goal. Back to a 4-point game. Here's Trapp moving around the ball. Here's Pig trying to drive inside. Got the ball slapped a little bit. Looked like contact was made with it. Now they get it outside. Back to Mifflin. Mifflin drives, and Mifflin draws the foul. That's going to send Mifflin to the free throw line. Able to get defenders to just give her a little bit of a crease. That was Buffler's first foul, second team foul for Rattan. But again, that's Mifflin able to get that crease as she sinks the first free throw, but able to take advantage of those. Once she has a crease, a little bit of room to move, realizes the defense isn't set, and just flies in there and either gets the bucket or gets the foul, or sometimes both. Here's second free throw, does not fall. Goes off the front of the rim and then mishandled. Looked like two Rattan players, not sure which one had it, and so as a result, knock it back out of bounds. That'll be Valliant basketball. They have a 5-point lead, 11-6. Looking to get a quick point off this, or say quick points off this inbound. There's a three-point on the way, hits the rim, and goes right into the hands of Buffler. Buffler picks up her dribble. Now facing the press, going to need some help in the backcourt, or maybe not. Hockett brings it to grab. Good handling of the basketball by Hockett as she quickly gets down the side, kicks it out to Buffler. Buffler dribbling near the top of the key. Buffler's pass to Noel. Noel draws a double team. Then back to Buffler, top of the key. Buffler draws the double team. There's nice job getting a defender off the ground. And Noel with him here. That was Avery Noel that got one of the Valliant girls to leave her feet in midair from the three-point line with the pump fake. And it results in 2 points. Back to a three-point game. Nice job. We're going to stay right here. Timeout on the floor and talk about this MC-6 tournament. As you see, throw up a graphic. We're going to have these were reversed. Obviously, we're playing the Valliant versus Rattan game at 8:30, but again, on Wednesday. So this entire tournament was moved up a day, at least other than the first round, was moved up a day because of the impending weather that is supposed to strike here on Friday night, Saturday morning. And so no games on Saturday. They're going to actually, they're playing tonight on Wednesday, which is usually an off day. This is the girls' semifinals. The boys' semifinals will be tomorrow night. And we will bring you both those semifinal games on this Broken Bow Network. And then Friday, we will bring you the third place games, 4 games on the slate, championship and the third place games. Beginning at, I believe, 4 o'clock Friday. Keep a eye on that Broken Bow Public Schools social media pages for any change in those schedules. If they move them up, which they possibly will for impending bad weather, then we will go on the air earlier. Right now, we're slated to, again, start the broadcast at about 6:50 tomorrow for the boys' semifinal games, and that's what we're sticking to. There shouldn't be any weather tomorrow night. Oh, wow, that was a poke in the eye. I think Hockett got a hand in the face. And so it will be inbounded. That's going to be the first foul on who was that on? On McCleskey. Hockett working against McCleskey. Hockett almost picked up a double team. It looked like now passes it down in the paint. Gets a double team again. That's that swarming bullet. Wow, that was a good effort to get it outside. And now it's a baseline move and loses control of the ball. But you saw how once Hockett went down inside the key, there were at first 2, and then once she picked up her dribble, 4 white jerseys just swarming on her. She managed to get it back out to teammate, but that's the style of defense Valliant is known for, and it is very effective at creating turnovers, and likely resulted in one there. Certainly hurried them a little. Here's Trapp for 3. On the way, hits the front of the rim, and now it's rebounded down low by Pig. Pig with the putback. Pig with her first field goal of the game. Gets her team to 13. They're back up by 5. Here's that press in the backcourt. Reverse, and wow, that ball, Hockett, it went up into the air, but she managed to maintain the dribble. Hockett bounce pass down low. Shot no good. Put back, no good. Rebound, Trapp. Or sorry, that was actually Nation with the rebound. Bounce pass, Trapp outside, 3-point shot on the way, hits the rim, goes across, and is rebounded on the other side by, I believe, well, again, I apologize, can't say. I think that was Buffler on the rebound. Could have been Noel. Let's see what the call is, as 36.8 seconds left, and you see a mass substitution by Valliant, as this type of defense is a little exhausting, and so they're going to give the starters a rest for 36 seconds. But again, long pass, 3-point shot on the way, hits the rim, hustle, and somehow save. Wow, that was a great save by Noel, and gets it out. I think that's Buffler from the top. Dribble again, kicks it back out. Hockett for 3. Shots on the way. Does not find purchase in the net. 15 seconds left. Lots of time as the ball is brought up court by the Lady Dogs. And now under 10 seconds, going to have to maybe rush it a little bit now. 5. Bounce pass inside is stolen. 3 seconds. And Rattan not going to be able to get a shot off, but they're just content with making it a 5-point game after 1 period. 13-8 is your score at the end of 1. We'll take a break, have some words from our sponsors, and then be back with second period action. You're watching the MC-6 on the Brookabo Network.
I have found that the music that felt most important to me was a sense of being Choctaw. And I found that music that was coming out of that place felt more true to who I was. And interestingly, it felt to me that it also made more of an impact on other people.
See and share our stories at togetherwe'remore.com.
Well, welcome back. Chris Chandler here along with Fredo Morales to bring you these MC-6 tournament semifinal games and then the third place and championship games on Friday, hopefully. Yeah, be watching this. Brookabo Network is one of the Brookabo fans. Savages had a big win over Tecumseh in the Washington tournament. The boys team did, and so I believe they're playing Mount St. Mary. That tournament also has been moved up one day, so they play. They started play, I believe. The girls played at 12:40 today, and so at Brookabo girls that is, and so they're playing Wednesday, Thursday, Friday in that one as well. But that weather's supposed to come through the Oklahoma City area where Washington is located around noon on Friday. So we will keep, again, if you're a Brookabo fan or interested in that game, keep an eye on the Brookabo Public School social media pages for notifications about that tournament. Here it's Valliant by 5 after 1 period. Rattan staying in it, but Valliant, as usual, creating turnovers and hitting from 3 points. That's a 3-pointer as well. And so that's another tray for Valliant and extends their lead quickly to 8. Here's Buffler outside. Hockett's pass inside. Turn around, fighting for trying to get a shot off and manages to draw the foul. So that's going to be, I believe that foul is going to be on Coulter. Let's see what the call is. Might be on Nation. It is on Coulter. That's going to be her first of this period. But that will put Landry Ross at the free throw line, shooting 2. First one does not find a home at the bottom of the net, so no good. Second one off the front of the rim and rebounded by Valliant. Quickly push it up the floor. As it's McCleskey inside. Oh, ball. I think that was a block. And recovered by Valliant. Long pass out to the wing. Turnaround. Gets it down in the corner. And now it's going to be, it picks up her dribble and gets that timeout. Timeout called as she might have been trapped in the corner. So they prevent the turnover. Quick timeout on the floor. We will take one of our own and then be right back. You're watching the MC-6 on the Brugbo Network.
Life insurance that meets your needs now for when they need it most. With help from your State Farm agent.
Call Jennifer Broaddus, State Farm agent in Broken Bow today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Get a quote today.
Yeah, thanks to Jennifer Broaddus, State Farm Insurance here in Broken Bow. Appreciate their sponsorship and support of countywide athletics here in Curtin County. Well, it's just a little over a minute into this second period, but it is the top-seeded Valliant Lady Dogs with 16 and the Rattan Lady Rams with 8. Valliant, a little miscue there, though. Turns it over. A little bit of an opening for Rattan. One of the keys for the Rams is just don't let it get out of hand and keep within striking distance toward the second half. As again, this Valliant defense creating turnovers and their three-point shooting can result in a lot of points being scored very, very fast. Here's a pass from Buffler out to Hockett and then bound the wing to Noel and back to Buffler. Buffler for three. Buffler buries it. Aiden Buffler with a tray. Back to a 5-point game. That's what it was at the end of the first period, 13-8. Now it's 16-11. Teams trading trays. And here's tried to bounce it off an opponent as she was falling to the floor, but unsuccessful in doing so. It's a turnover, and Rattan seeing more of an opening. That 5-point deficit, they can cut it to a one-possession game. Again, facing that press on the inbound pass into to Hockett. And Hockett, oh wow, look how she kind of staggered her dribbles as she paused, kept an accelerated, managed to get across the floor there to Ross, top of the key, guarded by Pig, and then outside to Buffler. Buffler to Hockett. Hockett backs up top of the key, bounce pass, Ross. Ross in the paint. Ross tries to throw it out. It's just picked out of the air by Pig. Just an interception. She elevated and just grabbed it out of the air. Now it's a fast break on the other end. Oh, the fake. It does not fall. Gets knocked back outside and is somehow recovered by Valliant. Lady Dogs still have the ball. Pig kicks it back outside to Bryant. And then back to Pig on the baseline. Cross-court pass to Mifflin, knocked out of her hand by Noel. Man, Noel made a beeline for that basketball and actually got a hand on it, tipping it out of bounds. Went for the steal. Some quickness showed by Avery Noel defensively. I mentioned that Valliant swarming defense. They're not the only ones playing swarming defense on the basketball. It's just that has been their style for years. And that's what they rely on. It's a team concept. Here's a move inside. Mifflin gets it poked out of her hand by Buffler, but Buffler also maybe committed a foul in doing so, and so.
Number 10, number 3, Avery Noel.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's Avery Noel the foul is on. Again, my apologies. It's those dark green or mid-green numbers on the dark jerseys just a little tough for my old eyes to read. Here's Mifflin working against Noel. Try to get a little pick there, and it gets stolen. Stolen by Noel, and then she goes coast to coast. It gets blocked at the other end, and then it gets stripped back by Noel, and shots off, does not fall, and so the ball will go out of bounds, be Valliant basketball. Again, that was great effort on both sides. Good hustle. Buffalo committed, sorry, that was Buffalo, not Noel, but then committed the foul at the end. But yeah, you saw once the ball was loose and everybody was sprinting for it, Valliant got back there defensively, and you don't make that first shot, you often don't get a second chance. Here's a nice drive by Mifflin, laying it off with her left hand. Her second field goal of the game. She now has 5 points and just tipped out, almost stolen by Bryant, and that's Andrea Bryant. There's two Bryants out there on the floor. Now it's Hockett down low as Buffalo tries to, wow, look at that defense shuffling the feet. Buffalo still looking to lay it up. Buffalo off the glass, off the rim, and back into the hands of Bryant. Rebound Valliant, and they're quickly down court. Open three-pointer from the corner, does not fall. And the putback is not good. Third time is not a charm for Valliant as the ball bounces off one of the Lady Dogs and out of bounds. Good hustle on both sides. As a fight for the rebound. That was 2 offensive boards by Valliant. And hand it to Rattan as they did not foul and still got their arms up, did not give an easy putback shot, and as a result, get the ball back. Press is on, and so is the pressure. That's going to be a foul, I believe, on Bryant. As she had it is her second team foul on the Lady Dogs. The Lady Rams also have 2. Ball to be inbounded by Lundry. And now it's stolen. Out from Pig. Outside, Mifflin, 3, no good. Tipped into the hands of Landry. Sorry, Landry Ross. And here comes, man, I tell you, that's a great bounce pass down to Ross. She shoots, does not get the shot, but does draw the foul, and so that's going to send Landry Ross to the free throw line. But again, that was Hockett bringing it down. She just has that, it's a rhythmic move she makes when she's coming down the court. She slows down, she speeds up, she slows down, she speeds up, but she does not travel, and she keeps dribbling, and so it just throws a defender, off kilter. They don't know if she's about to pick up the ball or throw or change direction, and she just keeps going the same direction. But because she has that halting step, it kind of allows her to get it all the way through the press and across the half-court line. First shot by Ross was missed. Second one coming up. 7-point game right now, 18-11. That was off the front. Rebound inside, and that's going to be another foul. That was a great rebound inside, and immediately went back up, drew the foul, and so that is going to put Rattan back at the free throw line. And so that's the second one on Coulter. And that's going to be the 4th team foul on the Lady Dogs. Woo, nice, smooth free throw. As that was Crow. Oh, nice pair of free throws. Back to a 5-point game. And again, the Lady Dogs, and again, if you can get them in foul trouble, that can do a lot toward slowing down that pressure defense. Here's pass outside and then back to the top of the key. Out to Trap and then back around. There's a call. That shot does not count. So, unfortunately for Valliant, it's going to be on Lundry. So it is a foul on the Lady Rams, but maybe just as well because it prevented 3 points from coming on the board for Valliant. Here's a wide open look from the corner. Shots up and hits the bracket. Goes way out of bounds. And so that's going to be Rattan ball. I tell you, Lady Dogs not as sharp shooting from behind the perimeter. Maybe hands, little credit, if not a lot of credit to the Rams, Lady Rams defense. But Rattan staying in this one, still at that 5-point mark. That's just a small difference In a game like this, here's a drive, and that was stolen. That was just a simple steal. That's going to be Mifflin going coast to coast. Mifflin draws a foul. Wow, hard. Oh, man, that's actually a travel call. Looked like that was a charge call. That was a charge on Mifflin, and you got to hand it to, I think that was Noel that took it and wound up crashing in to the padding with the Savage head there on the board. That's going to be the fifth. That's the fifth team foul on Valliant. Still over 2.5 minutes left. So any further fouling, and that's a second one on Trap. But any further fouls will send. Well, any further fouls other than charging will send the Rams to the free throw line. Oh, nice turnaround and finger roll by Noel, as Avery Noel makes it a 3-point game. 2:06 left in the first half. Here's a rocket pass outside. And as one of the Lady Rams goes sprawling the floor, quickly gets back up. Cross-court pass, bounce pass, top of the key. Pass outside. Coulter to Trap. Bounce pass, top of the key, makes a move. I think it's Bryant trying to move inside. And good defense. Not really. They're looking for an open three-point shot or a crease, and Lady Rams haven't shown one. Here's a three-point shot on the way. No good. Rebound. Big rebound by Rattan. Here comes Hockett. Hockett going coast to coast, pops up in the paint, lays it off the front of the rim. Big rebound by Pig, going back the other way. 3-point game. 1:12 left first half. Pig driving, and Pig gets the hard foul as she drove and tried to come up. Does manage to get Rattan to commit the foul, but crowd disagrees. Says the crowd thinks it should be a shooting foul. And so I believe so does the coaching staff of Valliant, but it's going to be inbounded. That's a third-team foul. Second one. On Hockett. Here's a cross-court pass. A leaner shot, no good, falls, and good rebound. Big rebound inside. Quickly by Ross, and then it's a Noel behind the back dribble, backs up to the top of the key. Shovel pass outside, bounce pass stolen. Watch out, here comes Mifflin. Mifflin on the break, accelerates. Mifflin draws the foul, and that's going to send her to the free throw line. That's the fourth-team foul on the Lady Rams. 37.2 seconds left in this half. But Mifflin has an opportunity to make it a more than one possession lead for the Lady Dogs. That was just a great steal. Turned around, grabbed the ball, and once she got it, took off. Coast misses the first free throw, however, but took off straight toward the basket. And managed to draw the foul and get a trip to the free throw line. Second one smooth right through the bottom of the net. 6 points for Mifflin, 19 for her team. They're still in the press. As here comes Noel. Quickly kicks it outside. Hockett to Crow. Oh, nice feed inside. Great pass. And a finish by Noel. That was a beautiful assist coming from the outside. And now it's a 2-point game. Rattan. Oh, baseline move, and now it's a nice behind-the-back pass, and that's a block inside by Ross. 1 second left. That's going to do it. Wow. Stay in the game, fighting their way back. Valliant leads, but just by 2, 19-17. And what promises to be an exciting second half of basketball between the Lady Rams and the Lady Dogs. We're going to take a quick break and have some words from our sponsors and media partners, then be back with second half action. You're watching the John Rind MC-6 on the Brugamo Network. See ya in about 8 minutes.
At McCurtain County National Bank, we are continually seeking ways to meet the changing needs of our customers. We offer a full range of services such as free checking, online and mobile banking, as well as great rates on cabin and construction loans. We're providing results through better service while giving you a greater value for your dollar. Visit us on the web at mcnbonline.com. McCurtain County National Bank in Idabel, Broken Bow, Hochatown, and Valliant.
Experience the charm of downtown Broken Bow and discover a wide variety of newly opened shops, tantalizing dining experiences, and an inviting lounge waiting to be explored. Whether you're shopping for unique finds, getting in a quick workout or sauna, or soaking in the lively atmosphere with some ice cream, our downtown area has everything you crave, completely revitalized. Embrace the excitement and let the heart of the community sweep you off your feet. Visit us today and ignite your senses in downtown Broken Bow.
Hey Southeast Oklahoma, have you been to Washburn's in Broken Bow yet? Furniture, appliances, hot tubs, outdoor furniture, pool tables, and more. Lightning fast delivery across McCurtain County. Visit 663 South Park Drive or call 580-441-7025. Washburn's, family owned since 1939. Still shopping rent to own and paying way too much? Stop. There's a better way. At Washburn's, 95% of applicants are approved with no credit required financing. Real furniture, real appliances. Apply now at washburns.com.
Call Jennifer Broaddus, State Farm agent in Broken Bow today.
Tired of waiting weeks for furniture? At Washburn's, there's no wait. Everything's in stock and ready to go. We deliver fast, usually within 48 hours across West Arkansas and East Oklahoma. Shop the brands America loves: Lazy Boy, Bassett, Flex Steel, Ashley, just to name a few. With 95% financing approvals, getting the furniture you want has never been easier. Visit Mina, D-Queen, Podo, or Broken Bow, or shop anytime at washburns.com.
does matter a little bit. That's what Well, welcome back. About to tip off this second half of action. Very exciting first half there, and furious is how I've described a lot of these games. That's how they are played. That's how these teams play, and tonight is no exception. As 19-17 as we get ready to tip off this second half. Great defensive display by both teams. It's anybody's game. Valliant's Lady Dogs the top seed. And here's a drive inside shot, no good. Rebound quickly. Valliant into the offensive end of the court. As Pig pulled that rebound down quickly, got it outside, bounce pass down in the corner. Right outside, three-pointer on the way. That's going to be offline, and as a result, gets rebounded by Rattan. Noel to Hockett. Hockett for three, and that's a little bit of an air ball thrown up. Neither team coming out shooting accurately right out of the gate in this second half. Again, first half, Noel leading the Lady Rams with 8 points. A lot more balanced scoring by Valliant as Mifflin leads them with 4. Here's a pass from Bryant out to the corner, back to the top of the key, back to Bryant. Bryant for three. Bryant's on the line. It hits the rim and bounces out, and good rebound inside between two opponents by Noel. Noel coast to coast. Noel flying, or is that Buffler? I can't tell. Shot's a little off anyway, and then it's a tie ball on the rebound. Good job of getting the tie ball. Possession arrow in favor of the Lady Dogs, so they will inbound, but good hustle by Rattan. Again, the winner of this game will play on Championship Friday this year. Championship Friday, 2 days from now, against the Smithville Lady Braves. A steal, turnover, and that goes off the back of Ross. I think intended for Ross, but she was going through the paint, but thrown into her back, and so turns it back over. But anyway, they'll play the Smithville Lady Braves, and then the loser of this game will play the Wright City Lady Jacks for third place on Friday. Again, those games have been switched to Friday. The whole schedule of this tournament moved up a day because of impending weather. Here's a three-point shot on the way. Nothing but net. Trap busted. And that's a 5-point game. Dribble outside. Pass quickly down in the paint, struggle for it. Ross comes back up with it, gets it back out in the corner to Ross, to Hockett, and Hockett will bring it back to the Savage Head. The center court picks up her dribble, back to Ross. Ross well defended to Noel, and then to Hockett. Hockett trying to work against Bryant. Bounce pass, turn around, Noel kicks it outside to, I believe, Buffler, the other Noel, and then the ball's tied up again. This time possession arrow in favor of Rattan, but it's Valliant. Says turnabout's fair play, and so we're going to tie it up as well. Timeout on the floor. We'll take a quick one as well and be right back. You're watching the MC-6 tournament on the Broken Bow Network.
Life insurance that meets your needs now for when they need it most. With help from your State Farm agent.
Call Jennifer Broaddus, State Farm agent in Broken Bow today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Get a quote today.
Well, it's a 5-point difference on the board. It was 2 points at half, 19-17, Valliant with the advantage. They have extended that by 3, but now it's Rattan with an opportunity to get it back to a 2-point game with a tray, or to a 3-point game with a field goal. Let's see what they do. Inbound, Hockett. And Hockett picks up Bryant defensively. Bryant, man, that's tough defense on Hockett. Kicks it out to Buffler. Buffler throws it into Hockett. Hockett the paint outside. Noel, no for three. Oh, long shot. Fight for the rebound. Good hustle and a good decision on the other side by Trapp, as just kind of blocked off the Lady Rams player from being able to inbound it, let it bounce out of bounds. And so now they have a chance to extend it. Wow, pulls up. Show a three. Oh, a three. Buried by Bryant. Wow. Just pulled up and smoothly sent it through the silk. Back now it's an 8-point game. And ball's knocked loose, goes into the backcourt. It was not a backcourt violation because it was knocked back, and then the foul call. That's going to be Pig, her second, just her second. Again, that's a very disciplined play by the Lady Bulldogs, because they do not foul as aggressively as they play defense. They rarely foul, and so again, that's maybe a strategy for Rattan, though. If you get them in foul trouble, you can maybe ease up that full press defense. They get it out to Ross and then down to Hockett. Inside to Ross. He has 4 defenders on her. Pulls up, shoots it off the glass. No good. Rebound quickly. Look how fast it's pushed up the floor by Trapp, and then throws it errant pass, though. Nobody there, and so goes out of bounds and will be Rattan's ball again. 4:05 left, third period of this semifinal game. Oh, a little bit of a high pass, a little bit too high, and winds up going over the hands of Ross and into the hands of the Lady Dogs. And they are quickly back down the court, and oh no, that is an injury. And so they're going to have a timeout, as she is obviously in pain. We'll take a quick break and be back. You're watching the MC-6 on the Bergamo Network.
As Choctaw people, our past doesn't define us.
See and share our stories at togetherwe'remore.com.
Welcome back, and obviously some type of leg injury. Certainly hope that is temporary, but I don't think we're going to see her for the rest of the game, and some obvious pain there. Valliant's going to inbound off the timeout. Big inbounds quickly. In 2-point range, a leaner falls off the glass, and good. Another 2 points now. It's a 10-point lead. First double-digit game of the game. There's a Noel at the other end. Does not fall. Ross with the putback, however, does make it. Back to 8 points. And then there's a travel call on Mifflin. And so, oh, I'm sorry. That's actually a foul against Fennel, not a travel by Mifflin. But it turns the ball over. Same result. So Rattan now with a little bit of an opening to cut further into this 8-point lead as Hockett gets it out to Buffler. Bounce pass to Noel. Noel back to Hockett. And then to the other Noel. Hockett three-pointer on the way, arches, and wow, it rattled in and out and then was pinballed its way out, but a foul on the rebound will maintain possession. Actually, that's going to be a shooting foul. That's going to be the second one, just the second one on Mifflin. Man, she's such a good player, such talented pressure defense, but smooth shot as Noel sinks the first one. She now has 11 points and an opportunity to make it a 6-point game from the free throw line. And she does. Nice smooth shooting from Avery Knoll. As it back to a manageable deficit for Rattan. Valliant looking to cut into that. From Trapp. Trapp for three. Trapp bullseye. Oh, wow. Bullseye shot and a foul. A plant chance for a 4-point play. Wow, that is rare. Kelsey Trapp, that was just a bullseye shot, nothing but net. And now an opportunity. As soon as her team was threatened with a 6-point, just a 6-point lead, she has an opportunity to get it back to 10. Does not, however, fight for the rebound. Good rebound by, I believe that was Crow on the rebound. Quickly, it's going to be Noel. Picks up her dribble, gets it outside. Oh, nice pump fake. Gets it out to Noel in the corner. To Crow in the corner. Then to Ross. Ross gets fouled, and so Lambie Ross will go to the free throw line. And they start to get a little foul trouble here. That's going to be, I believe, the third foul. It is. Third foul on Kelsey Trapp, and so will send Ross to the free throw line. A lot of basketball left to play as there's over 10 minutes left in this game. 2:15 in the third period alone. And first one rattles in and out. And that's been the story this half for Rattan, is unkind rim, but second shot up and coming. Chance to get it back to a 10-point deficit. Again, that's the fourth team foul on Valliant. And as I mentioned, the third on Trapp, so might dampen their press a bit, especially with a 10-point lead or an 11-point lead. It remains at 11. Rebound Pig. Pig pushing it up the court. Bounce pass. Back to the top of the key. Down to the corner. And Nation, another foul called, and that will be the second one, I believe. No, the first one on Crow. But that will send Pig to the free throw line. Chance to get it back to a 10-point lead, a double-digit lead for her team. As you see Ross go out for a breather. Just under 2 minutes left in this third period, so maybe a chance to give a player a breather. Clay comes in. Oh, smooth looking free throw from Pig. And second one, man, same as the first. Same as the other one. Inbound. And they have a steal. Here's Pig with the steal and lay in. Valliant starting to run away with it, creating turnovers. And another one. Two straight turnovers, and now Bryant, that's Addie Bryant, that is, with the ball, and it gets back out to Nation. And then goes out of bounds off of, I believe, Pig, and so will be Rattan basketball. But now it's a 13-point game. Largest lead of the game by Valliant. Lady Dogs have led throughout this game. There's a three-pointer on the way undershot, so that's going to go out of bounds, no good. And have never given up that lead, but it has been cut to 2. on several occasions, and 3 in a couple, but now in the going down the stretch at the end of this third period, in the last part of this third period, it's Valliant starting to run away with it. High rebound on the 3, though, and that's going to be an opportunity to rebound by Rattan. Lady Rams going to have to score some points and get some momentum to get back in this game. There's a pump fake, kicks it outside, open look from 3. 3's on the way, hits the front of the rim, and that's into the hands of Pig. And that will be another rebound for the Lady Dogs. They lead by 13. Again, this is not a team that is content to milk time off the clock, as they just like to keep scoring. Pass inside. Nice assist for Pig, and a nice finish by Finnell, as it's now a 15-point game. Lady Dogs taking charge as we take into the final seconds of this third period. Pressure on the side, drive, kick down to the corner, 3-point shot on the way, a little too long. Hustle for the rebound, good hustle to get to it. Drive inside, and that's going to be a defensive foul, I believe, on, is that Mifflin, possibly? Be her third if it is. No, it is on Bryant, on Andrea Bryant, but it is her third. That's the 15th. Yeah, that's a 15th team foul by, and 3.5 seconds left. That'll all be erased after this. At least the team fouls, that is. It's a nice, smooth-looking free throw by Buffler. Gets her first point of the second half. Wow, smooth shooting by Buffler. Back to the 13-point game. Now it's Rattan in the press. They do. Results in a turnover and gets a shot off, and it falls. She gets the points and the foul with 0.9 seconds left. What a great effort for them to get the ball, steal off the inbound, and get points to the board. They are clawing their way back into it. That's Buffler, who just hit 2 free throws, then a bucket. That is her 4th point in 3 seconds. And her 5th. Buffler has now scored 5 points in the last 3 seconds. It's back to a 10-point basketball game. And Lady Dogs have an opportunity with 0.9 to just basically chunk it. Probably not. I don't think they can get it down to that other end. Wow. I tell you, it was Valliant was running away with it. There was a 15-point game with 4 seconds left in the third period. And thanks to Aiden Buffler, it's now a 10-point game. Lady Rams hanging around. So are we. We'll be back after this message for the final period of this semifinal game to see who gets to play in the championship game versus Smithville. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Experience the charm of downtown Broken Bow and discover a wide variety of newly opened shops, tantalizing dining experiences, and an inviting lounge waiting to be explored. Whether you're shopping for unique finds, getting in a quick workout or sauna, or soaking in the lively atmosphere with some ice cream, our downtown area has everything you crave, completely revitalized. Embrace the excitement and let the heart of the community sweep you off your feet. Visit us today and ignite your senses in downtown Broken Bow.
Consolation game will be played.
Welcome back.
At 2 o'clock on Friday. The tentative time is
So they're announcing, interesting announcement. So again, they are playing the consolation brackets of this MC-6 tournament. The girls' consolation game will actually take place on Friday, but it's going to be at, I think, Hayworth is what they said. And so it's different sites since they're playing. You know, normally you play a 6-game schedule on Saturday. We call it Championship Saturday. They play the Consolation Championship, the third-place games, and the championship for both the boys and girls brackets. But because of weather, they've already moved it to Friday. The only games that will take place in this gymnasium at the neutral site are the third-place and championship games, respectively, for the boys and girls. And so we'll be live streaming all 4 of those on Friday, but they are playing the consolation. It's just they're not playing them here. We'll be back tomorrow night with the semifinal games. They're playing 4-game schedule tomorrow, but we're only live streaming those semifinal games, the boys bracket tomorrow. So join us at 7 p.m. for those games as we continue our coverage of the MC-6 tournament. This one is taking in his streak's turn as Hayden Buffler scored 5 points in the final 5 seconds. And so giving Rattan, keeping them within, I guess, striking distance of tying it. Of course, Valliant trying to give it, again, I say Valliant trying to prevent that. And again, they're just going to keep scoring. Valliant really, till you get to the final minute, it's not bleed time off the clock as the drive goes in. That's a rebound inside Ross. Man, Ross went up and got that and then spun with some elbows to keep defenders away from it. Pass out to Ross. Into Hockett. Back three-pointer on the way. That one's a high rebound. Good rebound, good putback, but does not fall. I should say good rebound and a good attempt at a putback. There's a foul. Down low. That's going to be the first one of the second period, right, for Valliant. Or no, it's just just out of bounds. Ball will be inbounded. And then now it's just taken out of the hands, and that's going to be Bryant, who gets fouled by Noel, I believe, after the steal. And so the second foul, quickly pick up in the first 50 seconds of this final period. Rattan already at 2 team fouls. As trapped back in the game, bounce pass to Pig. Pig driving, laying it off, rebound inside, then tried to grab it. Wow, I don't know how Noel managed to keep that basketball, but does get called for travel. As you saw, 3 white jerseys just swarmed around her. She didn't allow him to tie it up, but did travel, so it turns the ball over. That's the swarming defense of the Valliant Lady Dogs on display. Looking to get points off the inbound. Wide open look from 3 on the way. Long rebound. Fight for it. Winds up in the hands of Pig. Pig goes back up, lays it off the front of the rim. Second chance. Does not get it to fall, but does draw the foul, and that will send Anaya Pig to the free throw line. That's going to be the second foul on Ross. Who, again, oh, no, I'm sorry. That's the third foul, at least according to the scoreboard, on Landry Ross. I was going to say, I'm surprised that she just has 2, the way she's fighting inside for rebounds and defending. But as first free throw is good. And as is the second. Pig now with 8 points. Her team now leads by 12. And another steal off the leg. Oh, wow, that was Bryant that somehow, managed to keep it alive. Call timeout while she was on the floor. And so preserve the possession for Valliant. Lady Bulldogs starting to separate themselves here. And are about, they maintain this lead or something like it, 6 minutes and 39 seconds away from a trip to the championship game. Going to stay right here. Talk about our continuing coverage as again, we'll be bringing those 2 boys semifinal games tomorrow, starting at 7 p.m. with Rattan versus Valliant. A matchup with these same 2 schools, just in the boys bracket side. See who gets to go to that championship. And then Baptiste versus Wright City at or near 8:30. May tip off a little earlier than that, just depending on. May tip off a little later, depends on what happens in that first game. But those games will be played consecutively, and we'll be live streaming both of those here on the Brugabo Savages YouTube channel. Join us tomorrow live for those games. Still, this one's still not decided, as Valliant has a lead, but not an unsurmountable one. A 12-point lead, look at it as a 3-possession lead. But Rattan going to have to start doing things fast if they want to have an opportunity to win this one at the end, as Valliant has poured the scoring on in the second half. Here's Pig. Oh, wow! Pig fall-away jumper gets herself into double digits, and now the pressure's still on in the backcourt. 14-point game. Ball's thrown down, almost stolen. Retained possession somehow by Noel, and now she drives down, lays it off the glass. Fight for the rebound, lets it go out of bounds, and goes off of one of the Rattan players. Will be inbounded by Valliant. Lady Dogs looking to bring it down court. 6:10 and ticking left in this ball game. Bounce pass outside to Bryant. Bryant gets her, may have thought about driving, but had that cut off with a double team. Now bounces it outside. There's a try to force it inside, but it was tipped by Rattan, but then hit one of the Lady Dog players, and so will be inbounded by the Lady Rams. Under 6 minutes left. Time starting to tick out for Rattan. And again, that defense of the Lady Dogs will not let up. Valliant looking for turnovers fighting. There's a nice job breaking that press. There's Ross with the leader. Wow, what a shot. Or sorry, that was Noel. Avery Noel just broke the press and just kept going and just kind of finished the leaner at the end there and got it back to a 12-point game. I tell you, that only took, what was it, their sixth, they got the ball back with 5:58, so that only took about 15 seconds to put points on the board. But now Rattan's talking things over. What they're going to probably decide to do is, I mean, they're going to have to go in, they may have to go into the press. And I tell you, they already have 3 team fouls. Don't really have anybody in foul trouble other than Landry Ross, but that is a big problem for them because she is the main rebounder, the post player, and really is one of the only ones that can challenge Valliant in the paint. And so that's something they got to worry about. On the other side, both Andrea Bryant and Telsey Trapp have 3 fouls, but the Lady Dogs have 0 team fouls in this fourth period and have the cushion of a 12-point lead. And so not as worried about the foul trouble. Do want to prevent the quick points. I tell you what, Valliant may just throw this ball all the way down to the other end of the court and send somebody streaking after it, though, the way they play. Again, they do not let up. They just keep trying to score, and that's a good defensive effort as Rattan forces. Oh, looks like there's going to be a pushing foul. I was going to say, I thought that whistle, they had to call timeout. And I think that's the second. Yeah, they have 2 timeouts left. Each team has 2 timeouts left. We're going to stay right here during this. Lady Dogs talking things over, but well-executed pressure defense by Rattan forces a timeout call right before the 5 seconds expired. Lady Bulldogs talking about what they need to do. Again, I think with the way that they can streak down and play fast break offense, I think they may send maybe 1 or 2 of their players running toward the other end of the court and launch a 3/4 court pass to get them down there on a fast break. Let's see what happens. Yep, that's what they're doing, fast break, and they do draw the foul, and that is Ross, and so that's going to be her 4th foul. That was well executed by Valliant, got the result they wanted as Landry Ross commits her 4th foul, and they get a trip to the free throw line. And so that's also the 4th team foul for the Lady Rams. I will say that the Rams only allowed a few seconds to expire on that because of the foul, but that one hits the front of the rim and bounces it back out. But they now have their featured rebounder and post player in serious foul trouble with 4. Second shot also not good, and that's going to be over the back call. I think that foul may be on Coulter. Or sorry, Fennell. That's on Fennell. That's going to be her second, just the first team foul of this final period by the Valliant girls. There's a cross-court pass to Crow. Crow still in the backcourt, though. They're going to have to get it past. Now it's the Rattan looking to get across before a time violation, and they managed to get it across with Hockett. Now it's down to Noel outside. 3-point shot on the way. Hits the rim. Long rebound brought down by Bryant. Bryant contested in the backcourt. Quickly gets it to Pig. Pig across. 3-on-2 break. Pig in the paint. Throws it up. Rebound by Valliant, and they draw the foul. That was a nice job crashing down by Fennell. And so that's going to send her to the free throw line. That's the 3rd foul on Crow. And that puts Valliant in the bonus. Smooth looking shot from Fennell as she sinks it. 13-point game. 5:07 left. Two really nice looking free throws from Haven Fennell. As a very disciplined free throw shooter. Here comes Hockett, gets a double team, looking for help, quickly gets it to Crow. Crow draws the double team, quickly gets it across to Noel. Nice sidestep, but doesn't get it to fall, and a rebound, however, made down low. Pass to Crow. Crow lays it up and off the glass and in. Still a 12-point game, still a 4-possession game. Bryant, nice bounce. What a great bounce pass in from Bryant. Down low to Pig, and Pig did the finish. That was beautiful. Very disciplined play, and again, that's Valliant. You score, they answer. That was a fantastic assist, though, as a bounce pass weave between two defenders. Here's a three-point shot on the way. It's going to hit the front of the rim and be brought down by Valliant. 2 passes later, it's all the way at the other end of the court and then stripped. What a steal. As that, who was that? I think that was Hockett that just stripped the ball. And so now it's back to Hockett as she's moving forward. Kicks it outside. Time starting to tick out. Under 4 minutes left. Long pass. Good hustle by Buffler to get over to it, or was that Noel? And there's a crash to the floor. And timeout on the floor. Rattan calls a timeout. We'll take one as well, and they'll be right back with the final 3 minutes, 49 seconds of this semifinal. You're watching the MC-6 on the Bergman Network.
Still shopping rent to own and paying way too much? Stop. There's a better way. At Washburns, 95% of applicants are approved with no credit required financing. Real furniture, real appliances. Apply now at washburns.com.
Well, back to action. You see the bench discussing it there for the Lady Rams. They trail by 14. Just this has just been a great night of basketball. Really exciting. Another one of these MC-6 tournaments, and it's been I think this is sister. I don't think they've ever played on a Wednesday night before. I have to check the records of that. But because of the storm, most of the tournaments, if not all, in Oklahoma have been moved up a day. And so playing Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and it'll be instead of championship Saturday, it'll be championship Friday. We hope. We will bring you updates on that weather. Check the Broken Bow Public Schools social media pages for posts about the pending broadcast, along with the various Facebook and other social media pages of the schools involved. But I plan on bringing you 4 games on Friday. Here's a non-bounce pass, a pass out. As looking for an open shot. Hockett drives in, throws it over. It's going to be Noel for 3 off the front of the rim. Oh, great save. Good effort getting to the basketball. But time starting to tick out. A little over 3 minutes left. Here's Hockett, bounce pass. Noel for 3. That was partially blocked. In fact, that was almost wholly blocked. That was a great swat out of bounds. I think that was Pig that got the rejection, and so it'll be inbounded by Rattan, but another block. Add that to the stats of Anaya Pig. That's almost stolen. As tipped. There's Noel back outside. Noel 3, long rebound, and wow, a hard collision. As the ball looked like it might have been tied up before they went to the floor. Is that what they're calling? If so, possession arrow is in favor of Valliant. No, that's a foul on Ross, and that is her 5th. She will be out the rest of the game. Also already in the bonus, and so that's going to send Pig to the free throw line. I guess the consolation for Rattan is that it takes no time off the clock, but It's an opportunity for Pig to make it a 6 possession game. She hits both of these, and that's may put it beyond reach, barring some miracle finish. And it looks like Valliant going to be able to go into the final and face the Smithville Lady Braves as Pig sinks the first one. Wow, really good. Man, Pig had missed first free throw miss of the night. Oh, wow, that was great hustle by Bryant. Couldn't he saved it, but went into the hands of one of Rattan's players. And here's a steal at the other end, and it's stolen back, thrown up. Wow, what a shot! As that was Buffler just turning around, and Lella just kind of threw it up off the fingers. It went down, so it's the 13-point game. The press is on. That was Buffler's 10th point. She's now in double figures. And now Bryant dribbles it back out. And now, at this point, 13-point lead, you may see, oh, the steal. Wow, that was just a tap, a steal, and a foul, and the point. Wow, it was a great effort by Buffler. Or was that Noel? That was tremendous. That was Noel. That was a steal and the bucket and the foul. Just a great effort by Avery Noel. She has 16 points already. Chance to add a 17th from the free throw line, and she does. Man, what a tremendous game by Avery Noel, keeping her team in it. Back to a 10-point game. And here comes the travel, and that's going to be a turnover. Good trap. It looks like once she cleared the half-court line, they executed the double team, trapped her along the baseline, and got the ball back. This certainly is exciting. Here's Hockett driving. Hockett kicks it back out to Noel. Noel drives inside, throws it outside to Buffler. Buffler gets it back out. And now it's Noel in the corner. 3-point shot on the way. That's a rebound inside. Shot goes up. Doesn't get it to fall, but does draw the foul. And so that is going to send Rattan back to the free throw line. I believe it's Noel that's going to be there.
Foul on Valliant, number 3, Andrea Bryant.
Wow, and that is the 5th foul on Andrea Bryant. So she's out. Each team. So Buffler back at the free throw line. First one, nothing but net. Cuts it to a 9-point, and more importantly, a 3-possession game. This one's going down to the wire, possibly. That's Buffler. What a great effort to steal the ball. And here's a second shot. This one misses. Fight for the rebound. Now again, that's a travel or a stepped across the line somehow. The Lady Rams get the ball back. It's a 3-possession game. It's a 9-point game. 108 seconds left. Long inbound pass to Crow. Quickly gets it down in the corner and then goes out off a foot. And so it will be back to the Lady Bulldogs. We have to inbound it in their own end of the court. And so you will see the press engaged by Rattan into the backcourt. Lady Bulldogs got to get it easily across the half-court line, and then a quick foul by Rattan. That will send. That's on Noel. That's just her second. Wow, man, she has played a great game defensively. But that is going to send Trapp to the free throw line. Opportunity to get into double figures as she has 8 so far, 2 trays and 2 field goals, and now she has a free throw. And gets her point, more importantly, to a 4-possession lead. Opportunity to add to that. Make it an 11-point game, and she does. Man, great shooting from Kelsey Trapp. In the backcourt, press is still on. Here comes Hockett into the forecourt. You're right, 4-possession game. Oh, nice screen by Crow. Nice bounce pass to Crow. Crow posts up. That was a beautiful play. That was a screen by Crow, and then she released. Got an assist from Hockett. Back to a 9-point game.
Timeout. Lady Dogs.
So timeout on the floor. We're going to stay right here. It is a 3-possession game. Man, there's good basketball being played. That was well executed at the other end. As, again, it was a 4-possession game, but and 3 of those possessions would have to result in 3-pointers, but that one didn't have to. So that was a great play between Crow and Hockett to get 2 points on the board. Now it's the Lady Dogs, as you see their cheerleaders come onto the floor, who have this 3-possession lead, have this 9-point lead. They are in the bonus as well, so any foul sends them to the free throw line. And they still have 1 to give as far as not worrying about sending their opponents to the free throw. They're not really worried about sending Rattan to the free throw line. In fact, they might prefer to do it as long as you don't foul them outside, shooting from outside the perimeter, because if you commit a foul and they only shoot 2 free throws, they're costing themselves a possession that they could get 3 points on, and it's all about possessions and the time left. 77 seconds left on the clock, 1:17 in the game. And Lady Dogs with a 9-point lead. So, by the way, possession arrow is in favor of Valliant. That's important as well. Here comes Pig. Pig with the lay-in, and Pig gets it back to 4. Anaya Pig. Another bucket, and that might have done it. We'll see, because this is not a 3-point shooting team. At least hasn't been tonight. Turnaround, jumper no good, and ball goes out of bounds off one of the Valliant players. Under a minute left to play, but it's an 11-point game. And so see if the Lady Rams opt to launch one from behind 3. Stolen, and that'll do it. Here's a coast-to-coast trip. Woo, hard foul at the other end. But that is going to send Valliant to the free throw line with a chance to get to the half-century mark, put 50 points on the board, and then a chance to get to 51 and a 13-point lead, making it a 5-possession game and virtually out of the reach for their opponent. Nice free throw shooting as Trapp sinks her 3rd consecutive free throw. That's good pressure free throw shooting from Trapp, and it continues as, man, that is really ice water in her veins. And so in the last 50 seconds, you're going to see some hurried possessions here. It's Crow. Crow needs to step back. She's going to take that shot. Nope, it's Hockett. And there, the time bleeding off the clock. Great pass inside. And 5 for the rebound. And here come the Lady Dogs. That'll do it. And I think, well, they're not giving up, but it's a 4-possession game. Ball's on the floor, though. Possession arrow is in favor of Valliant, however. That was retained by Pig, and now it's the last 20 seconds. So you do see a foul there at the end, but it's all academic now. So that foul was called on Addison Mayfield. That's her 3rd. And the free throw excellence continues for the Lady Bulldogs, and they are going to the championship. They will be taking on the Smithville Lady Braves on Friday at 7 p.m. We'll bring you that game. It's currently scheduled for 7. It may be earlier. We don't know. And Rattan now just playing for pride. They will advance to the 3rd-place game, though, and there's a nice shot. Well, not nice enough, as it doesn't fall in the final seconds. It's going to be Valliant. Wins it going away. 14-point victory for the Lady Dogs. Congratulations, as they have reserved the 2nd spot in that championship game. They will take on the Smithville Lady Braves. We'll bring you that game, as well as the boys championship and the 3rd-place games. We're going to find out who plays in those tomorrow, as we have the boys semifinals scheduled. It'll be Rattan and Valliant, these 2 schools, boys teams, tipping off tomorrow at 7 p.m. on this channel, immediately followed by Baptiste and Wright City for the 2nd spot in the boys championship. On behalf of Fredo Morales, I'm Chris Chandler. Thanks to all our sponsors. Thanks to you guys. And we will hopefully see you again tomorrow. Good evening.
This is my time. I'm on the rise.